right. What's going on, everyone? This is brewpac.shakur, aka Vice.
What's up, everybody? It's Art.
And this is Brian.
And welcome to the Brewing podcast, where we're creating community connections through casual conversations. Episode 40.
Ooh.
Nice.
I didn't think we'd be here.
I know.
Yeah.
Close to 50 now.
Yeah.
And we should have about 40s.
All right.
We'll be 40 next week.
It's not too late.
No, we're talking about, we totally have 40s here. Yeah.
Please do us a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That does help us out. Road to 500. Right. What did you bring, Brian?
Oh, I just, funny story about today. As I was like, I have a photo shoot later, so I planned out my morning to kind of like pack all my stuff and then, head over here to be on time. And then Jason's like, hey, yeah, it's your turn to get drinks, by the way. I was like, what? So I just ended up bringing the last of my strong zeros that my friend Andrew brought for me from his trip to Japan. So
nice can. It's like more.
Yeah, it's solid.
Is that taller than the last one you guys brought?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
I had my sister bring these ones because the can is a lot stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe she can find it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey,
But yes. So cheers.
Cheers.
I got my green tea here.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I'll cheers
that
with
one
you
sounded
guys.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, a little good one there.
Cheers. Happy 40th.
Happy 40th indeed.
Mia.
What?
I was like, let me just drink half of it right now.
No, dude, come on. You gotta pace it out. These are my last
You
two.
said let me drink half.
Did you just realize what he said?
This is going to be a long episode, dude. All right, testimonials. These come from our community members, taken from either conversation, comments, and or direct messages, aka DMs. All right, Art.
All right. Today's testimonial comes from Real California Cal.
Woo, woo.
Proud of you and the crew. Also, sorry. Keep up the great work. Sorry.
Thanks, Calvin.
Could you not read it or something?
No. I feel like it was like a continuation of something. Like, was that complete?
I took a snippet.
Oh,
It
okay.
was
it was a long
It was
comment.
much
Yeah,
longer.
yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for the support.
Yeah. All right. Check-in and recognition. What's everyone been up to? Shout-outs, upcoming events, projects, etc.
I haven't been doing up too much since the last time we recorded this because that was like literally like 2 weeks ago. And then in between that was, of course, the time change. So I hope you all had time to readjust and are adjusting to the new sunlight that we have.
Nice.
But I typically try not to organize stuff like that because every time I've done it before, people are like, I forgot. Or like, I didn't change my clocks yet or whatever,
Yeah, it's like your phone doesn't do it either. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
It's no longer an excuse.
Yeah, I know. But like people
it's
people usually feel off because like even though it's like 1 hour, I don't know, it really just takes it out of you,
It's hard adjusting for you, Brian?
Not really. Like it doesn't take me that long to adjust, it's just other people.
Okay.
It takes me a while to adjust.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like especially those with like families, I assume like it's also, small children not used to it too.
Yeah.
So like family shoots I try not to put around this time because it's a whole lot of an hour is a big deal,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then other than that, like I've been prepping because there's a lot of stuff kind of going on for me next month. Like March, I don't really have much going on, but end of March and like April and May, and it's a lot of stuff kind of coming up. I've been prepping for my trip to Japan with some of my friends who are going for the first time.
Nice.
Yeah.
This will be my third.
Dang,
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. I've never been. That's like my
Yeah. It's fun. Like, cause the first time I went was like in 2018. And then I had a wedding to do over there in 2019. And then that was like it was like my combination trip because I had a wedding to do. So I stayed a week in Japan and then I went to Berlin for my sister's birthday right after.
Oh, okay.
So it
Nice.
was like a 2-week vacation, but like 1 week in each city. It was fun.
Brilliant.
It was like literally just going around the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't been there. I haven't been out of the States since, that's before everything, kind of happened. So I'm excited to see how much has changed. I do have some friends out there that I'm planning to meet with that
Nice.
live out there. One of them was my college friend, Dan. Shout outs to you. and we'll see, you know, how much has changed. I just talked to him like last night too, because what was it? I needed him to actually call because I plan to do a shoot over there, because Japan has like a lot of like neat niche like studios that are really big set pieces and stuff like that. And I wanted to shoot at one of them, but their website, and if you don't know anything about like Japanese website design and UI design, it's not that great.
No.
Yeah, because it's like
text everywhere.
Well, no, it's like it's not really, the information sometimes is like not clear, especially like if it's a bigger company, sure, but this is like a smaller studio and stuff, so that, you know, they obviously made it themselves, and so like information seems a little bit conflicting, because I wanted to see if I can get one for like you know, just like 1 hour or something like that. But then it says like, you know, only 5 hour things, but then it also says they can do 1 hour, but I don't, see, it's like, it's confusing. So I was just going to have my friend, you know, my friend Thon like call it, cause he lives over there.
Yeah.
And plus like a lot of times if you want to get information, it's just better to call.
Yeah.
Like that's what they're a lot, you know, a lot of people think like Japan's like forward, but a lot of times they're like backwards. Like they still use fax machines over there. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've been prepping a lot for that, and then also my friend Sayu, shout out to Sayu, she got me some tickets to WonderCon, which is very similar to it's still under the same company as Comic-Con, but it's in Anaheim. It's in the Anaheim Convention Center. It's a lot small. It's gotten big. It's getting bigger now. But it's like Comic-Con if you just like scale it down, or if you were like in Comic-Con during the early, you know,
90s.
No, early 2000s. I want to say, yeah, because that's when I started going to Comic-Con.
The Tomb Raider, release. That was the only one I ever went to.
I mean, the only one,
Angelina Jolie story.
I think the only time that I remember when it started going, well, quote unquote, not really downhill, but just like started blowing up was like. I think it was after like Twilight. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
2000, like 2008 or something like that. Because up until that point, like they didn't have the, you know how you have to like go through the lottery to get tickets now? I think it's like you have to like sit at the website and then like wait your turn and then like, you know,
like
all that stuff.
Coachella, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, back then.
It's even harder, dude.
Coachella's harder?
No, like
Comic-Con.
It's harder.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean I could say it now because it's been years, but like in the early days and stuff, like you could literally fake that you lost your badge holder so you can get an extra one from the thing, and then you just print out and put it in there. Yeah. Because they didn't have the RFID and stuff like that. So yeah, this is like way back when. But like I don't know if they do the same thing for WonderCon, but you know, it'd be nice to like it's nice to just go to like a convention and like actually be in it. Yeah. Rather than have to wait through people and stuff like that.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah?
I've never heard.
What? Some gamers go there and stuff.
Some people like that too. Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. I think that's just an ongoing joke. Right? Like that at the end.
Yeah, it's that's like a thing now.
Ongoing joke to restraining order.
Right,
let's hope not. Let's not do that.
Please no. We're just big fans.
No. I don't even think I'm a big fan. I think it's just
he's.
Because honestly,
he's a fake fan.
Yeah, I don't really know her.
No. But yeah, just this month is just a lot of prep for stuff that's going to happen and trying to enjoy the times of just not doing as much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's gonna just ramp up from here.
How much stuff are you gonna pack? 2 luggages or
Because like I'm only there for 10 days, so I'm not going to. Because my other friends are.
Amount of time.
Yeah, my friends are going there for like 2 weeks because they're doing the whole thing. Like my first time around, where I did spent like 1 week in Kyoto and then the other one in Tokyo or whatever. Yeah, they're actually gonna be staying more like in Osaka, which is like nearby, but it's like this far in the country. You know?
Do you have a go-to restaurant? You're like, okay, I'm going to Japan. I gotta go here again. Like place that has your favorite curry, maybe.
Maybe, but like the tradition is to go to Ichiran. It's like it's a what was it? It's a chain store, but it's like
experience.
It's experience because like everything is like individual.
Okay.
Right. So like when you go in, there's no like big tails and stuff. It's like you just sit down in front of like there's like these dividers in all of it. Yeah. And like you have there's like a little drop down cart in front of you, and it only opens up to like maybe if you're sitting down, there's like this little opening, maybe like 4-6 inches. Yeah. Okay. So you don't even see the person serving you. You just basically put in your order, you put it over there, and then like you just see a hand just give you your food, and that's it.
Like a little whole circle cut out.
No.
God, so that's my mind, dude. I don't know.
Wait, hold on.
Cut
Did you
that,
drink?
no.
Did you drink half already?
No, for those that didn't catch, no, I'm just kidding.
No, but you know what?
It's
It's funny. I actually on Instagram, I got like one of those suggested whatever. It showed up on my feed. My feed.
Yeah.
But it was actually like a model of that
Mhm.
where they put like it's like it looked like Legos of it.
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
oh cool. Like
Oh, I
you
think
turn
I
up-
saw that.
yeah.
I saw that one. That's in what was it? Like Denmark, I think.
I don't know. I was
Well,
like,
'cause it's-
I've been there.
well,
It's like
'cause
little
it's
tiny.
Legos.
Yeah.
You build your menu and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, cool. It's like these little Lego pieces and stuff, and they're color coded, right? So you can just stack it however you want, but then you feed it into this machine. The machine like scans it.
Oh
Like,
no, it wasn't a real place.
it's
it
not
was
that
it
one.
was just like a model. Like
Oh, it's a
somebody was
model.
showing,
Okay,
like a
never
model.
mind, never
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'll
guess
send
it's
it
the
to you guys.
And I'll send you the one I saw.
Yeah.
That's just how it is now. But that's usually the go-to because it's like
Okay.
it's a chain. It's like open late, whatever. And like I get in, I think around 5 p.m. Japan time, so
Okay.
I'll have a little time. But
Nice.
I still haven't like decided whether I'll do the thing where usually on like long trips and stuff to adjust. Like I just stay up.
Yeah.
So by the time I get there, like if I get there like at night, like I'll just go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see because like I think when I was picking my seats, like
Oh, you got
Huh?
multiple seats?
no when I was picking my seat, like sorry, well because seats because going there and
Oh,
coming
got
back.
it. Going back. Okay, got it. I was like, damn.
No.
You bought out a whole row. just to
No,
get comfortable.
no.
Okay.
No, if I ever was rich, there will be signs.
Yeah.
Just to flex in the lower cabin, just
I was
buy
like,
5 seats.
yeah,
and
might
just
as well
line
get
it.
first class. Like get one of
Yeah,
those
at that
like
point.
doors that
It's that
shut.
price or you get 5 seats.
I don't know. Isn't that like first class? Like it's like 25,000.
Is
like
it?
that? They can
I
get
guess
really
it depends
pricey.
on the airline. Yeah.
Okay.
They can get really pricey. Yeah, especially for that. But I remember picking my seats and it's like I don't know if they were doing the thing where because I got to choose my seats. I don't know if other people chose their seats, but like everyone's like in different things. So I just chose the spot with like the most seats available. And I just hope no one else like starts filling up
yeah.
towards me.
Yeah.
If it's a full flight, there's gonna be some standby people that just sit right next to you. That's me.
Yeah, you fucking.
But there's like 2 people, and they like they leave a middle
Yeah.
because they're like, oh, no one wants to sit in the middle.
And
This
then
guy
you
will.
choose.
No.
It's funny though because there'll be couples right that purposely do that,
Mhm.
and then I sit in the middle. They're like, oh.
And then they'll move over.
Yeah,
the
or like,
seat, right?
could we switch? Because we're actually together. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
I've been reading those one things too. It's like I think what was it? Like with seats and stuff where people ask them to move because like they're like separated or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to switch seats with me or whatever? And then it's like
I want to sit with your wife.
yeah. I don't know. Like depending on the person, depending on what like the situation, it's
Yeah.
like no, I paid for this seat. I'm
I
gonna
paid
stay
for
right
premium for the window.
here. Yeah. Actually, I'm more of a
Oh, you're an aisle person?
I'm the center aisle kind of thing. Like so,
Okay.
because I don't like being in the window, especially if I'm by myself. If I'm with friends, like sure.
Okay.
But like if I'm by myself, like I don't want to be that guy. Like have to get
Oh,
up.
excuse me,
And
excuse me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. that makes sense.
Yeah. So I like being in the aisle when I'm like
Same.
flying by
Yeah.
myself. So I chose seats that were like in the center, in the aisle, and away from the bathrooms.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I think on shorter flights, I prefer the window.
Oh no, yeah.
Like I'll use the restroom
problem.
beforehand, but like
Yeah.
long flights, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Need
the
that
shortest
extra
flight I'll
legroom.
probably do that is like from here to like
Chicago.
Seattle or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Like somewhere that's in here.
Yeah.
'Cause It is pretty neat seeing what's out
Yeah.
there from
Yeah.
20,000 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Nice.
Stuff. But,
Looking
yeah.
forward to your pictures.
Oh yeah. I'm excited because this time around I plan to do some shoots over there, like with one of my other friends and stuff in the studios. I said,
Are you going to bring back some of these?
you know it, you know it,
Yeah.
you.
I was
know
pointing
it.
to the strong zeros, right? Is that what
Yeah,
they're called?
strong zeros because they are literally about $1.
Dang.
Maybe even less. I don't know. After conversion,
Yeah, just being one big check bag.
because usually because I mean,
Or buy a vape one over there.
well, because I usually bring like the one huge one and then like one like the one that you would usually carry on a domestic flight. The one that fits in the overhead.
carry-on.
Yeah, the carry-on. Yeah. So the carry-on will be mostly empty except for maybe some of my photo stuff, and then like the big one is just gonna be all my clothes and all that stuff. But I'm probably gonna bring back because you guys brought or my friend and and I guess your sister and stuff brought just like the regular flavors. They have other flavors of this, like mango, kiwi, raspberry. Like if one thing is about Japan is like they have a lot of flavors of different things.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like
chips
seasonal
and stuff like that.
sometimes too.
Yeah, sometimes it's seasonal. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, just been prepping for that and enjoying my time that I have, quote unquote, off until stuff picks up. So yeah.
When is that again? How many weeks from now?
It's gonna be from April 13th. I leave here the 13th and then come back on the 23rd.
And you're leaving LAX or?
I'm leaving from here.
Oh,
Yeah.
from here. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Japan Airlines.
Nah, it's Hawaiian Airlines.
Oh,
okay.
what?
Yeah, so I have a layover in like Hawaii. and
That's
stuff.
cool.
Yeah, I think on my return flight, I have like a 5-hour layover.
Yeah. I like the
Yeah.
customer service there.
Oh yeah.
That's sick. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like Ohana and stuff.
Yeah. It means family.
Yeah.
It means no one gets left behind.
Unless you late for the plane. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
But anyways, what's going on with you, Art?
Well, let me ask you because you said you're adjusting to daylight savings. How are you adjusting to these new chairs?
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. I forgot to.
You had a lot to say. You had a lot to say this morning.
I know. Well, for the audio listeners, we have a new chair setup for where I am. Usually, it's like before it was like this smaller kind of gray chair that I think it was made for more of a lounging one.
Yeah.
So like all the time I would have to like really sit up. I had no back support, so it feels really weird to have like some back support. Now I can sit up and have
Brand new
that.
cushions.
Yeah, it's a very
Steamed it this morning.
Steam.
These chairs are a little bit more similar to what Jason and Art are in, except they're kind of like this kind of pale orange. Yeah, I don't know what material would call this. It's like
tweed.
I don't know. Tweed. It doesn't have the patches, dude.
Yeah.
But it's nice. And then we have the chair here for our guests too. So no longer will, for the video people, no longer will I be always like a foot lower than them. Yeah.
No more desk chair.
No more. Yeah.
So
No more
you have
desk chair. So it's kind of a permanent addition, and it's a very nice color. It makes it pop. Now I can wear some of my wardrobe, which is like 90% black against it, because I couldn't before, since it was like a gray chair on a dark gray background, so I couldn't wear anything dark.
You guys don't understand. Brian's been waiting 2 years to wear his favorite shirts.
39 episodes deep. Finally on the 40th one.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Hey, I mean, it's 40th. You got to celebrate, right?
All right, Art.
Yeah. All right. What's up?
Not much has been up with me since I got back from my trip. The work's just been crazy, so I just feel like I've just been drowning in that. But no big deal, I'll see it through. Anyways.
Just casual.
Typical Art.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but it's a bummer because, I haven't been able to do my self-care thing. Haven't been able to go paintballing as much.
Oh, okay. That's true.
Yeah.
I think the other self-care thing.
So it's gotten to the point where literally dreaming about it. Like I had a dream last night.
Oh, what?
I think also too because the Tampa Bay NXL event was last week.
Okay.
And I was basically living through the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then last night I just had a dream of playing, and I was playing with Dynasty, San Diego Dynasty actually.
Oh, damn.
It was kind of cool. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. But
And that's when you knew it was a dream.
yeah, I was like, no, this is not happening.
Well, when you were playing, were you like you were playing in your dream, and then you're like, wait, this is a dream, and then you continue to play? You ever have those moments?
Yeah,
where you know you're dreaming, and you're like,
dreams.
I'm gonna control this.
Yeah. No, I didn't control it, but I was just along for the ride. And I was like, this is cool.
Nice.
Then you woke up.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I almost forgot about this morning. I gotta go. But yeah, back to the Tampa Bay event and Dynasty. It was a pretty gnarly tournament. Obviously, every time there's a NXL event, National X-Ball League for paintball, there's a lot of drops that happen.
Oh, did you pick up some?
So I ended up picking up a new sweatshirt from Project. There were 3 goggles that came out.
What? You got all 3?
I didn't. I didn't get one. I have to I'm trying to not, because it's you only really just need one,
That's all you need.
But actually, now I have a bunch for my friends.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Make an excuse where you're like, my friends if they ever play.
Honestly, I think I have 5 pairs already, just with all the parts that I
Dang.
picked up.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
How many uniforms do you have? Can I borrow one too?
Yeah, if you fit XL, double XL, I got a couple double
I'll make
XLs.
it fit.
Yeah, man. It's all good.
Like a midriff.
They're actually kind of, Because I think they're built a
loose?
little looser. Yeah.
Okay.
It like fits perfectly on you.
I know, it's still midriff.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you didn't have that big, dude. You're fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because when I was going a lot, I was like, man, like when I was younger, I just had like one jersey, one pair of pants. Yeah, because I was like a kid, right? So it was just like, and I would go like once every like few months.
Yeah. Now you got that grown up
yeah,
money.
Yeah, I got that, and then I'm like, man, do I want to show up the same look as last week? I was like, I don't think so.
No, change it up. You know?
So just be getting like different jerseys and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, but the actual like games itself was pretty exciting because I was following Dynasty obviously for like the whole week, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like they're rebuilding right now, right? Because a lot of their like hot players, and they even lost their coach in the off season. So they picked up a new coach. They picked up these 2 new players. So I was like, all right, let me see how they're gonna do. You know, because basically their key players left for other like high end teams too.
Damn.
And one of their like more well known players, Marcelo Morgat, he went to this team called Impact.
Yeah.
And basically, Impact is probably like a bankroller type of team. They have the most money. Like one of the people that have the most money.
Mm.
And they like created like this super team where they like picked up like all the stars from all like 4 different teams or 3 different teams. And so I was like curious to see how they were gonna do too. But it was cool. There was like some ups and downs, but I feel like that's what's exciting about Dynasty games is sometimes they'll like be like at a 3-point deficit and come back and like win.
that's
right?
Okay.
So everybody could be calling this Dynasty Magic.
Oh.
So they went all the way to the semifinals against PB Fit, which was last year's world champion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is that the underdog?
Yeah, the underdog.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it was them and Dynasty, and unfortunately Dynasty lost. It was a painful one to watch, but also it's like
close.
yeah,
That's good.
it was
Not
cool
a
to
Cinderella
see.
story.
Yeah, it was cool to see like PB Fit still running it though. Like they're doing crazy work. But yeah, that was exciting. Yeah, I picked up that sweater. I was gonna get like another jersey, but then I talked myself out of it.
What?
Yeah,
I thought you were like in the moment type of guy.
yeah, but sometimes it's just like
This is your passion, man.
yeah, I probably
Regrets now?
I mean, there's gonna be another drop, and also too, like they do stuff that like they release like on site, like at the venue that they don't have online. I was like, I would much rather have gotten that. Yeah, so I'm just like, well,
Do they have
maybe the next one?
They have any custom options where you can like add your own last name and all that stuff?
Yeah. The jerseys for Enemy of the State that just released, they had some, and they were up for a bit, and you could basically get your name, number on that. I got a couple of those.
Like $100 or something.
Yeah, it's like $90.
Oh, that's not bad.
Plus shipping.
They go all in with their jerseys and everything.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Mm.
Yeah, I got a couple with my name on it. A couple with like some random stuff on it.
Nice sponsorships and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Just watching that, I got into this show, Bigfoot Expedition or Expedition Bigfoot.
Yeah, you're talking about that.
Oh yeah, you were telling us this morning.
It's so random.
That is
On Netflix?
Yeah.
Wait, how do you even get into that show? It's just
I don't know. I think it's on HBO.
okay.
And I think
HBO
I was
Max.
watching something on HBO, and then it popped up. And then I probably had to do something, so I was like, let me just play it.
Oh, in
and
the
then,
background while you do
yeah,
stuff.
and then like, you just catch like little snippets of it. And I'm just like, man, this is so fake. But I'm just going to keep playing it. There's like 3 seasons of, we almost had him. You know what I mean? And it's just like, come on. Like,
Tune in next season.
Yeah, it was crazy. There's like 6 seasons of this.
Yeah.
Of all these like close, did you see that? It's like a bipedal primate. It was like, it's just like, yeah, dude, like.
Wait, how many
That's
episodes
wild.
per season?
I think there's probably like 13-ish or something like
Damn.
that.
But
So
still.
you're invested then.
Well, I mean, like I don't watch all of them through.
Yeah.
Like I probably miss like half of them.
Okay.
Just doing other stuff. Like I won't pause it if I like leave. Or it's just kind of like
It's
background
just-
noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just funny. I'm just like, man, dude, they really went 6 seasons
6
trying to find like
Jeez.
Bigfoot. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, because the main person is like an actor, so I'm just like,
Is he
how is that weird? Like, how's that real? Yeah, so I like looked it up. I was like, so this is supposed to be like fake? Everyone's like, yeah, it's super fake, but I guess that actor, like one of his passions is like Bigfoot research and stuff.
Oh.
So it's like his downtime kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he like basically made a like a fake documentary show.
That's funny.
Okay.
With like fabricated evidence.
Oh,
it's kind of like a Ghost Hunters.
Oh
but,
yeah.
you know.
Okay.
I don't know. Ghost
Yeah.
Hunters can be kind of funny. The ones I'm thinking,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Shane and the guy. He's from the meme that's like, "Hey there, demons, it's your boy."
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's always those like cliffhanger moments where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, are we gonna see it? You know, they like kind
And
of
then they
keep
cut
you
it
like,
off. Yeah.
you know, and it's like all of a sudden the next scene is like shaky camera. Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, what is that? And then you're just like, dude, all right.
Tune in next
Yeah.
season.
yeah.
So it's like, whatever.
That's like the
funny.
Ghost Hunter seasons where like, did you feel that? I just felt that.
Yeah.
I just felt a presence.
Yeah. Also, another plug. I think this is why I saw it because there's another show on HBO called The Pit.
Oh, nursing, right?
It's like a emergency
ER?
room. Yeah.
Yeah.
like-
That's a medical drama.
yeah,
That's-
medical
yeah,
drama.
I
But
love
it's
that
cool.
show.
It's kind of structured like 24, where it's like the whole
Oh.
season is like a shift.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
it's pretty cool. I
That's
suggest that if y'all haven't, you know.
The Pit.
Yeah, each episode is like an hour long
Yeah.
because it's like their hour shift. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Pretty
see.
cool. Pretty cool.
Okay.
Shout out. There's like the first episode. There's like 2 Filipino nurses.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
They have to, right?
Yeah. And they're doing the thing like not. Hopefully this isn't a spoiler alert, but it's like, you know, something you can expect. But they're like, you know, chismising and like Tagalog and stuff.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
So
Wait, they actually speak Tagalog?
Yeah, they speak Tagalog in
Oh,
it. Yeah.
okay,
So I was just
okay.
like, that's funny.
Or you just get up with your hand over your heart. You're like, yeah.
Yeah. So that one's pretty cool. Shouts to that.
Okay. Nice.
What's new with you?
Oh man.
Well.
Well, let me just rip the Band-Aid off the wound.
Yeah. Yeah. Let
so,
it rip.
so I found out I have cancer. I think I told you guys maybe 2 episodes ago.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
So that's why our reactions are like, whoa. Yeah. 'Cause, yeah, Jason did prepare us before. I think we were like among some of the first you told. Right?
yeah. So we did an episode, and then I told you like right after, because I found the news out about a month ago. So I have a timeline here, because I was really like I had time to reflect, and I was like, man, I want to capture this. I want to document this because I'm going to be going through all of this as well too. I think it helps, especially telling people out loud.
Yeah.
I don't know how many phone calls. I want to say at least 40, to be honest.
Wow.
And then in person sharing the story over and over, and it's helping. Like the first time I told you guys, like I was like in my voice, you can hear like me shaking and everything.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting comfortable. I'm, you know, it's like
Acceptance kind of thing.
Except like the signs of grief.
Yeah,
whatever.
the stages
yeah.
of grief. Yeah.
Stages of grief.
Yeah.
I was going down like the history, like just how did we get to this point? Started off February 8th, 2024.
So last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
You remember that episode where I was speaking to my supervisor through Zoom? We had a one-on-one meeting, and then all of a sudden I spit out blood, and there was like this little blood clot. You remember
Yeah.
that episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went to the ER. And so I was like, okay, I think that's like the first instance of like any signs, because the doctor at the point was like, it's probably just due to the weather. Just monitor it if anything, right?
That's wild.
I know. And then it happened again too, and then it never happened after that. And I was like, okay, cool. Maybe it was just the weather and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Fast forward, my doctor's visit. This was captured in another episode where the doctor said I had a possible ear infection. So now this is September. So from February to September 2024. Shout out to Dr. Wu. He prescribed that nasal spray. You remember, like for a good moment, I had like that what is it called? Steroid I had to shoot up my nose to break up the mucus and all that stuff. To then going to the episode, I think this was November 5th, when I went visit audiology department, and I got my hearing test.
You're having like hearing
issues.
Hearing issues, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was after you went to Hawaii or something like
That was after we went to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Shout out to Paul. He was the audiologist in there.
I thought that was the guy from the Jurassic Park.
Oh, that's. Are you talking about the the guide?
Yeah.
Oh, my
Oh
God.
man, great memories. No, but so from the doctor's visit on September 27th to November 5th, audiology, to then getting into this year. Like, so this year I met with Dr. Broberg. He was like a head and neck specialist. And we go in there, they stick this instrument down my nose, through my throat. It had a camera at the other end. And so they're just going through it. And he noticed that my throat was dry and there was inflammation, right? I asked how long does like this infection usually last?
Yeah.
And because it's been more than 3 months, and he's like usually 3 months, right?
Oh, sure.
And so he said to me, we can perform surgery today on your right ear, and drain the fluid. So puncture your eardrum, drain the fluid, and you can hear again. I was like, oh, cool, right?
Yeah.
Then he goes, but there may be an underlying issue. Like, do we want to, put a Band-Aid on this, wound, knowing that, if you do drain your ear, there's a possibility of the fluids to keep draining randomly, sporadically. And I was like, what? I was like, okay, so what's the other option? He says, let's do a biopsy. Let's collect some tissue. And so they stuck that like a metal pipe, like a sword swallower. I had to like do one of these, stick my head up and just make sure it was like straight my nose through my throat.
Yeah.
And they took a tissue sample. And so got the sample.
How does that feel? Like, did you like feel like a tickle in your throat, or a serious question?
Did you feel like you had to sneeze?
Pressure? Was it
like,
well, I feel like I couldn't sneeze because like it's like this, like I felt like a kebab.
Oh,
yeah, like that's the feeling. Good thing I forgot to mention they shot this spray down my nose.
Yeah,
like
you
had numbing spray. Okay,
so
anesthetic.
I thought they just went in raw.
No. You always gotta have protection. They put that spray because I remember when they sprayed it, it went down my nose and out through my mouth.
Yeah.
So I
your
can
nasal
taste it.
cavity.
Yeah. And so he went and did that.
What did it taste like?
I don't even know. Just medicine.
Okay.
Like a medicine.
Medicine.
Okay.
Like
medicine?
I'm not gonna say like guava passion or
But imagine if it was.
Oh, I know. And so I remember going to work that morning. Now this is a Friday morning, a week after my biopsy, and I get this phone call, and doctor's like I'm on my way to actually Jackie Robinson.
Okay.
Why? Because I was supposed to do a driving test with my staff.
Okay.
And so he goes, hey, I got your biopsy results. Are you at home right now? Are you in the middle of anything? Are you anywhere where you're not gonna be distracted? And I'm like, oh damn, like right.
Yeah, that was the worst time.
I was
buddy.
like,
sir, you might want to sit down for this.
It was one of those feelings. And so I was like, I'm already driving to work. I said, okay, I'm gonna be at work in 15 minutes. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna give you a call in 15 minutes. Get to work. He didn't call me yet, right? And so I'm like, you know what? Let's just start this driving test. Maybe we can get the driving test going, and he'll call me at a later time because doctors are usually busy. Yeah. He actually calls me like right when we're doing inspection and everything, and I had my staff there, and I said, "Oh, can you give me a minute?" And so my staff, like, was just checking your emails on the phone and all that stuff, and I was talking to the doctor, and then the doctor's like, "You have unfortunately cancer. The good thing is we have a great team, right?
Yeah.
We had a great team. We're gonna treat this as soon as possible." Gave me like all this information. I was just so overwhelmed where I was just like, I already had a muffled ear, but it's just one of those like in movies where it's just muffled
where it's
times
just
10, right?
Or it just sounds like the Peanuts adults.
Yeah. That's what it sounded like, right? And then he was like, good thing is we're going to be calling you to set up your appointment. So you just got to say, yes, you can make it. I was like, all right, cool. I was already balling at that time. Like, I was balling. My staff saw me crying and everything, and she was like, "Can I give you a hug?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then we circled the parking lot. She gave me some Eastern remedy, like medicine and all that stuff, just from like what her family members have, experienced and tried. And it's just like one of those things when I tell people, they're like, I can't believe it. You're this person, you're like this and that, or like how I am in their life, and I'm just like bawling even more.
Yeah, it's like you're not helping.
Like,
shut up.
Yeah, I mean, I do appreciate that. It's good to hear, but like at the same time, I'm just like I'm thinking about life and death at the same time when they're mentioning these stories, right?
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, even in my mind, I'm like, let me see if I can get Lyle. So shout out to Lyle, to see if he can do the test with you. And she's like, no, just go home. We'll worry about this another day. And I was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, just handle what you gotta handle. And so
she was like the first one then, because
she was literally the first one, even before Nadine, right?
Yeah.
Because I want to tell Nadine in person.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then so I was like, okay, I gave her the keys, give back to Lyle and everything. I went to my car. I told my supervisor the whole thing. And it was just like one of those moments like, oh,
yeah.
And I was crying and all this stuff. And I said, I need to take the day. And she let me take the day. I drove back home, and it was crazy because I don't know if it was, I think there was a day it was like sprinkling and everything, and it was raining, and so I was on the way home, and I'm just like thinking about life, you know.
Oh, of course, yeah. You're confronted with your mortality. So.
Yeah. And it's a scary feeling. I'm just driving, and I'm just like trying not to be upset, trying not to cry, and I'm just like.
Yeah,
But you know that feeling like you're mad and you're
You're mad. It's a lot of feelings all at once.
yeah.
And you're just like you're just bottling it up a little bit. You know?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. And I was like, I gotta focus because I gotta go home, right?
Yeah.
And so I drove home. I told Nadine. I met her like at the stairs and everything. Gave her a hug. We just held each other. She knew the moment that I didn't pick up any of her calls. Like I didn't want to tell her while I was driving, and something else happens. And it was also rainy too.
Yeah.
Man, this is a hell of a day.
It was, and so I literally took the day, and just that feeling, just like I couldn't stop thinking about it that weekend.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what's next? Like, and like there's a sense of gratitude because we always talked about this even beforehand. I'm like appreciative of life, and then now I'm faced with this life threat, and I'm just like, fuck, dude. Everything is like lining up, podcast wise, life wise, career wise, all at the same time, and it's crazy because I was talking to shout out to Sunny. We had lunch together. Thank you for lunch. But we talked about, and we talk about this. I've talked about this with people before. We sometimes pray to God for patience. Does he give you patience? He gives you opportunity for patience, right? And so going into this year, I said like, I prayed for me to have a good year because I felt all of this, right? And so it's one of those like lessons too, where I'm just like, this is the patience lesson. I pray for a good year. Does it give you a good year? He gives you in a good year the way that he sees it. Like that. It brought me back to like church, youth group, and all that stuff. And I said, okay, I'm still gonna have a great year, but it's not the year that I had planned.
Yeah.
Good outlook.
Yeah.
And so fast forward, we had the biopsy. I was diagnosed on February 7th. Next thing, like they said, they're getting me into all these appointments. The next appointment was actually the next day, where I went to Zion Kaiser.
Down
Down in
Mission Valley.
Yeah, Mission Valley or Mission Gorge area.
Mission Gorge,
Yeah.
Mission Gorge.
It's an old hospital.
It's huge though.
I go to that one, dude.
Oh, you do?
sometimes. Well, like when I have to see a specialist and stuff.
Yeah.
That's like the
that's
only
big
one
Yeah.
that has like everything.
Yeah, 'cause there's other Kaisers in San Diego, but they're not as big as that one.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Like Kaiser Express everywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
But I went there to get an MRI scan, right? And it was funny because I went in there. It was like, I think late night. Nadine drove me, and we go to inside the hospital and straight out the, I guess, side of the hospital where they had the MRI trailer. In back, right? And so I go in there. The team, they try to fit me into this the scanner, I guess, right? And it's an old school scanner.
Oh shoot.
And they had to put like this I laid on this table that brought me into this big tube.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this tube is kind of small. Like, are you sure you guys can fit me in here? Like that was a thought because they put this chest on me. I've never had like this chest plate that connected to
a chest plate. Okay.
Yeah, it was like a chest plate, but it was also like pushing down my face. And so,
Wait, so it extends into the face or something?
yeah, it was weird because the plate was like this on me, like
So there's like a collar, right?
there's the collar, like a neck brace.
Okay.
Right?
It's to keep your head like centered, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's funny because the lady was like, the machine took me in and then it took me out because I couldn't fit, right?
No.
And the lady's like, she gets me in and she does this, like she pushes against my chest and tries to like basically, like I'm luggage.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like she's trying to squeeze you in there.
She's like the airline.
Yeah, she's trying to squeeze me in there, and then so I'm in there, and I'm like, right, like, and I said, I can't breathe, like I was claustrophobic, and I'm not.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like I've never had that, like, because I'm like gonna be in there for like 20-30 minutes, and I'm
20-30 minutes.
yeah,
For the scan. Okay.
yeah. And so like it's funny because it was like a cartoon or whatever. It kept going in and out, and she was like, "You're not gonna fit in here." I'm like, "Oh, obviously."
Yeah.
And so she's like, "Let me make a call to the basement," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Right? That was an option, right?
Yeah.
And so she walks me down to the basement, and this is, like I said, old Kaiser. We go through the elevator down to the basement, and they take me into this room with a couple of technicians in there.
There's like an older version of MRI with like
Smaller
missing,
version?
yeah. No, it's like bigger, but there's like less. Like it's all like no panels. It's just like
yeah.
No,
what
but
was it?
the funny part was the basement had newer technology.
Oh.
Yeah, and the crazy part was, so they brought me into the table that slid into this. It wasn't even a tube. There wasn't any sides to it.
Oh,
It
shoot.
like it had this panel where it basically circulates in 360.
Oh,
So it
nice.
wraps around my body. Like that's the scan, right?
Okay.
So I didn't even have to go into like a
Yeah.
tube. It was like literally they slid me into this thing and it rotated on this
It's like
head.
a car wash when like the
Yeah. It was
the
literally a car
moves.
wash. Yeah. And so they got my MRI, and I think the MRI is so they can see what exactly like the
I thought it was like a thing that takes like it's like an X-ray, but it's like a 3D version, so it takes like slices of sections,
Yeah.
and then it puts it together.
yeah, because they have to shoot.
Or
me-
is that a CT? I can't.
I always forget the
don't know.
difference between the two.
Yeah,
I think it's just
all the nurses that watch.
I know.
Yeah.
You don't know what MRI is.
We are not
Yeah.
medical professionals.
Yeah,
here,
you know?
So
No,
we're just
but
patience.
so before they put me in the machine,
Right.
they shot me up with contrast, like this dye that filled my
Oh, the contrast.
Okay.
bloodstream. I think it's just to like locate it, right? Because the following day, was it the following day? February 12th. So this is from February 8th to February 12th. I go to now travel up to San Marcos for a PET scan. San Marcos Kaiser.
Yeah.
And so
What's a pet? What's a
PET scan.
yeah, I think that's the CT scan.
Okay.
To be honest, but so this is to I guess detect if the cancer moved around your body.
Yeah.
okay?
So it's a full body scan,
Yeah.
Oh,
and so they shot me up with contrast again. I go into like a fairly new building now, right? I think it was built like maybe 2-3 years ago.
San Marcos.
San Marcos.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's where they got the urgent care. I go to that one.
Oh, you go to
for
that one?
urgent care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That place is nice. The team was cool too. Nadine got them like chocolates and everything
Aw.
just to like take care
Butter
of
'em
my
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give them the best care.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit goes a long way, you know.
Yeah, it does.
Bring some kare and bugalo.
Nah, dude, just
Um,
lumpia to that.
Yeah.
And so they took me into another trailer, right? It was raining again. Took me into another trailer and they shot me up with, I want to say contrast again.
Right.
But this time it was filled with, I guess, radiation. So they said I couldn't be around children and pregnant parents
Okay.
because of the radiation. I think it lasted for like 8 hours or something like
so you
that.
got superpowers.
I was joking about that. I was telling Nadine, I was like, you know what the funny thing was when I was like radioactive, like the spider bit me.
Yeah.
and it was funny because she was like, how do you joke around in like these kind of moments? And I'm like, dude, what do you want me to do? You want me to be depressed and
Yeah.
you know, think of all this dark stuff, or I can joke around about the situation that I'm in, you know?
Yeah.
And that's
a
where
way
my
of coping, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
kind of my default too in
Right.
uncomfortable situations.
and we hear it here.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they're funny and dark, and I think that's where like, you know, dark humor comes from.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
no,
a
of
real
course.
The
dark
darkest.
place.
A real
yeah.
place. Yeah. Because you need that light in there. It's dark.
Yeah. And so this machine, you know, I waited in this room for like, I think it was like 40 minutes because the lady was like, you need to make sure it goes through your whole body. Like
Yeah.
this dye needs to circulate around your body.
Yeah.
And so after 40 minutes, they took me into the scanner, same thing, like an MRI thing, right? It was new technology, the thing that, you know, same
Yeah.
thing as the basement. It
Yeah.
spun this thing around me.
Yeah.
And it was cool because the first one, the lady, I said, can I get a picture, you know? Just so I want to document my stuff. And she's like, oh, I don't think we're allowed to do that, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
The second one, it was like all nurses younger than me.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And so like, yeah, you want me to get like different poses? And
Yeah.
dude.
oh, yeah. So
Difference in generations.
Yeah.
Right?
You're like, hey, do you know this TikTok? You gotta take a break. Do this TikTok.
and
And then
so
so you recorded this TikTok. Just kidding.
and so she took several pictures and everything from different angles, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
"Cool, I appreciate that," you know. And
Yeah.
so I got scanned. The good thing is when they did the PET scan, the cancer did not move, so it's localized.
Okay, that's good.
in the area.
That's
so
good. Yeah.
just to go back, I was diagnosed with nasopharyngeal cancer. right?
Yeah.
And so this is located behind the nose, above the throat, where
Above the larynx,
where the canal.
Is that where like the little dingleberry is at?
I would say it's above,
Like
maybe.
above that?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still within the nasal cavity.
What is that called?
Yeah.
It's not a dingleberry.
Uvula.
I don't know what it's called.
Whoa. No, I was kidding. Okay. Yeah. That's where I'm imagining it.
On my forehead?
No. I
He's
mean
imagining,
like if you go
got it.
like on the little the dangly.
Yeah.
I gotta pull up a chart.
Yeah.
It's the canal where the nose meets the mouth and ear, so like that, and that's why it's
Because all that is connected.
Yeah.
and that's why it's affecting my hearing. Like I was like, oh shoot, I didn't know that because now it's the cancer is pushing against my lymph nodes, and now like I can't hear on the right ear, right? Or that's been the thing. And so we get through the PET scan. I went to my oncology appointment. This was probably mid-February. Shout out to Dr. Yee and my social worker Chelsea. They tell me this is when they tell me how far this cancer's I guess grown, right?
Yeah.
And so
How far along are you?
stage 3. So
Okay.
stage 3, stage 4 is when it hits like the organs and the vital like
Yeah.
like it's
areas.
all
That's where you want to kind of stay away from.
yeah.
I think isn't stage 4 like the last?
I think it's the last stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it gets like real
Tough.
Yeah.
Did they ever explain to you the different levels of stages?
Like the increment.
like 1, 2, 3. Like what is?
They did, but like I said, there was just so much information when
Okay.
you're going into this.
All right.
They did tell me like stage 3, it's fairly large in size. It says it's a little bit bigger than a $50 as thick as a brownie. And I showed you that
shoot.
picture.
Yeah. The picture was wild. Like
That was from radiation.
yeah.
But we'll talk about radiation
In a bit.
down the line because I'll show you the pictures. Doctor basically put me through this intense treatment where the first 9 weeks is going to be induction to chemo, like just to introduce chemo.
Yeah.
Right.
And then after that, I think it's like 7 or 8 weeks of chemo and radiation.
Oh.
Is it an aggressive treatment or?
It's aggressive treatment because the thing is, it's located in a weird place where I can't have surgery. They can't just cut it out and remove it.
Yeah.
They'd have to like break my skull to get into to that area, and they don't want to do that, right? And it's funny because I told the doctor, I was like, yeah, definitely, because this is the money maker. She was laughing and stuff, and it was funny because I was trying to keep it light and everything, and she was like serious too. She's like young and serious and everything, and I said, how much weight? Like, are we looking at losing? And I was like, are we talking about washboard abs? And she was like, looked at me, not that much weight.
You're like, damn. You're like, damn. Get my hopes up for
I
nothing.
know, I was ready for that summer body, you know?
Man, you should have been like, yeah, if you break my face. Oh man, can you give me like a better one? Can you upgrade it?
I'm like, can you, in the middle of, and there's a picture of Brian and Art, can you make me a new person? Would that be weird?
That'd be so weird.
Was this gonna be like face off? Where you stick the faces and put on there?
His face.
Good movie.
Mid February.
Yeah.
Now we get into March 4th. I see the prosthodontics office. So shout out to Dr. Rex and his team.
Prosthodontics?
Orthodontics. Because they got me in there, and now this is for my teeth. Doctor, I guess, to protect my teeth.
Yeah.
I stood up with this machine, and they like rotated like this, I guess, laser around my face to X-ray it. And they said they are trying to fit me for fluoride trays because when I get into chemo, because of the area, they want to make sure they protect my all my teeth.
Yeah.
Because there's a possibility of me losing it if they don't protect it. Like.
Yeah.
Like
all my
degrades.
teeth.
I mean, radiation just makes your teeth fall out.
Yeah, and like they're seen as bones, and it weakens your teeth.
Yeah.
And so I have like this whole fluoride plan, like this treatment plan
To reinforce it.
to reinforce everything. But before that, he says there's some, we need to get some dental work, right? So we need to schedule you for a dentist, right? And that's down the line. This is, like I said, March 4th. I shared the news to my parents.
Oh, this is the first time, like a whole month later?
March 9. So from, I guess, February 7th to
Yeah,
now
a month
March
later.
9. And the thing is, I think with my parents, they're old school traditional. When you say cancer, they just think of
Like
cancer.
demon,
There's no
yeah.
other like
Yeah.
Like it's like a death sentence.
basically.
Right. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's what they see, and maybe that's what they're what they experience as well, right?
Mhm.
But I share my news with my parents, and
How did you break it down to them?
well, we went over for dinner, me, Nadine, and Gracie,
Mhm.
and my mom was making lumpia,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And I was
yeah,
all right,
yeah.
cool, mom. I said, yeah, let's go eat, right? Let's eat first because I don't want to start off with, hey, here's the news, and then it's an awkward
and then you
dinner.
try to
Yeah,
eat,
yeah.
and you're just
Yeah.
like, I'm not hungry.
Yeah, and then so we sat down and I grabbed some lumpia, me and Nadine, and I'm like, go eat, and she's like, oh no, we actually had like a late like lunch. You guys just go eat, and then so Nadine's looking at me and she's like nudging me, and she's like, tell them now then.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, I have some news to tell you. I was telling my mom and dad. I said I have some like medical news to tell you. And so my dad, he's on his YouTube. He's like, like
Yeah.
He's an iPad kid.
he's on his phone doing this with his reading glasses, and he's just listening to the
Oh.
loudest he can, right? And he's just like turns his chair, listens to the conversation, and so I'm just gonna start because my dad's like,
Yeah.
he'll listen if anything.
Yeah.
So I told my mom the whole story from urgent care to like now, and I said I was diagnosed with cancer, mom, and my dad like was like, what, he turned off his
Yeah.
YouTube.
That's how you know it's serious.
Yeah. At
Yeah.
that moment, and my mom was kind of like shocked and everything, and she was standing up too, and she was like, yeah, you see me, like I'm shaking, like I need to
Yeah.
sit down. I said, I'll go sit down, mom.
Mhm.
And she's like, like you hear her like sigh, and she's like, now I can't eat, I'm not gonna be able to sleep. And then she starts crying, like she's bawling, and she has both hands in her face, just like
Mhm.
elbows on the table, hands in
Yeah.
her face. She's crying,
Yeah.
and she's like, you tell your auntie to pray for you. And she's like when you're crying
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sobbing at the same
Yeah.
Yeah,
time,
it's like a shaky voice.
shaky voice, but she was also wailing too.
Okay.
And I'm like, dude, the last time I heard my mom was like this was when I ran away from home
Right. Yeah.
when I was 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like she also told me at that moment, like when I was 21, like she can't eat, sleep. She was like,
Right.
come home now and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so that brought me to that moment. I started bawling and everything. Nadine's just like
Yeah.
holding my hand, and my dad, he was like, all right, well, UCSD, Kaiser, we have good doctors. Like, what are the next steps?
Oh, so your dad was like the pragmatic one. Just
Well, he was also, I think, just in our culture, he was trying not to show really like
Yeah.
the emotion side to it. Like, I'm tough,
Right.
but
Yeah.
you see the tears in his eyes, like it's just watery.
Yeah.
And then he was kind of looking off to the side. I think he was just thinking of a million questions and just other
Right.
thoughts.
Mhm.
But towards the end, it was crazy because my dad was like, okay, we'll figure this out. Go get some rest now. Like that was the way to like,
yeah. It's his way of kind of coping as well too. Like,
Yeah.
he has to give some sort of order, like to feel like he's in control of the situation. Right.
Yeah. And he stood up and he gave me a hug, and I was just like,
When was the last time he hugged you?
that's the thing.
Yeah.
My supervisor asked me the same thing.
Yeah,
She asked that, and I was bawling. And I was like, I don't remember the last time my dad hugged me like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like usually it's like goodbye, dad, whatever.
Yeah.
But he hugged me like both arms, and I was just like bawling and like, like trying not to get emotional. But I'm just like, I'm glad I told my parents. It sucked,
Yeah.
but I think they needed to know.
Oh, for
Well,
sure.
no, yeah.
Well, it's been a month, and the thing was, I didn't want to not have any answers for them,
Correct.
and then my mom like lose her appetite and sleep for a good month
Mm-hmm.
because that's something that she would
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
So I waited, and now they know. My mom, when I told my mom, I told my cousins first, and they're like, yeah, there's this thing called guyabano, aka sour sop, like this fruit. It's like a green spiky fruit, similar to like
Durian.
durian,
Yeah.
where it was like a creamy taste,
Yeah.
and it left the aftertaste, right? So I told my mom about that, and she's like, "Oh, I think I have the leaves here, right?" and so she was like
She
scurrying
had
through
them?
the kitchen and everything, and she's like,
Dang.
"Oh, it's not here, but let me call your auntie in Hawaii and all this
Yeah.
other stuff." Fast forward, I have a bag of leaves here.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
I got some from my mom's family friend too, or my dad's ex coworker. I have like 2 bags downstairs. She's like, I need you to talk to your auntie so that you can be in her prayer groups. I'm in like 3 prayer groups now.
Do you have to actually be there, or
No, they're just praying for me because one of them
okay.
is in Hawaii, and then the other 2 is like through a friend and my aunt's church group.
Oh, that's cool.
Like this whole past month, I've been telling 40 plus people, whether it's in person or on the phone. And it's getting easier. Like I have more information now, so the story is like, you know, like when they have it's all connecting. I have answers for all the questions, but it's still a process, right? And so this is just February 7th to I think we were at March 9. Now I get into radiation, my radiation appointment at UCSD, and they have a whole medical center for this. And I'm like, damn, UCSD has so much money, dude. Like the campus is nice. The offices is nice. Yeah. Shout out to my doctor, Dr. Sangvi and Dr. Butler and Nurse Connie, because I think they're the team that they're uplifting, they're funny. You just feel good around them. Yeah. You know, Doctor. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say you see a nurse. Doctor Vega over there. Do you remember Edgar from?
Oh shit! Is he at UCSD?
I know he went to school there, but I don't know if he.
No.
There.
I wonder what department he is a part of.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah. And so I get in there for radiation, I guess, assessment, and so you know they sit me in this chair. It's like a dental chair, and they stick the same camera down my nose through my throat, same spray to numb it. Yeah. And so the 2 of them are both looking at the screen. My wife is behind the scenes trying to take pictures of the screen. Yeah. And so they're going through my nose, and it's so funny because I think Dr. Butler, he's like a traveling doctor. It's not his residency.
Oh, okay.
So he's learning and everything. And so they're going through the medical terms of like the nose and the canal, and you hear like they're talking all this jargon. Yeah. And then they go to the tumor and they're like, oh God, like there it is.
They're like, damn.
Yeah, they're like, there it is. And
like next Friday, like, damn.
and they're like, you can see the size of it, and it looked like a bubble with veins.
Yeah.
Right?
It's crazy. It looks like, I don't know. To me, it looked like a baby being born a little bit. Yeah. Because it's a very round kind of thing inside of like a thing. I don't know if anyone's seen like the Death Stranding trailer, but it looked like that little baby in there. Yeah.
Definitely looked like, like a big round, like
massive flesh.
Yeah. So that was the tumor, and that was the first time I got to see the tumor.
And that's about the size of a $50, you said? Like a 50
A little
cent?
bigger than $50.
Thickness of a brownie. So fairly large. And that's why I was pushing against the walls and everything.
Okay, side note. Is there a universal thickness of a brownie? Because
like a half an inch to an inch.
Well, because when you said it, I was like, is there like, because I've seen brownies in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
I have no standard for a brownie. You know,
average. Let's say average then.
Would you say?
Okay. Think of your biggest and smallest and divide it by 2.
You know what's so funny is because I actually just saw like a video of something where it's like, Americans will use all types of measurements except for the metric system.
Yeah.
Or they can tell you like how much it is when they use all these different
all these different things.
Yeah.
Well, I think because if you think of a certain thing, you're like, okay, I know how big
you can relate. You can relate to that. Yeah.
Because then you're like, how big is 2 inches?
Yeah.
You know? You'd be like, where am I getting this brownie from?
Yeah. That'd be my question.
Is it box brownies or am I getting it from my claim jumper?
Yeah.
I think
rip in peace, King, whatever.
Yeah, I know.
So
you saw your tumor. So you saw your enemy in the flesh.
Yeah, I saw my tumor for the first time, and so my doctor's telling me this. Well, because I thought, my oncology. So just to rewind, she says 9 weeks induction to chemo. Okay. I don't know the timeline for chemo and radiation yet, I believe. And then this whole like rest period, like so it's like 3 stages.
Oh yeah,
stages.
They go in. You got to let the body recuperate.
Yeah, because they're going intense, and then I get to rest for like 2 months, 4 weeks, or 8 weeks. Right?
Yeah, it's about 2 months almost.
And so it's like 2 months of prep, and then you have the actual
thing for like a week.
Yeah, so it's basically half a year. I'm doing treatment.
Yeah,
and so. This is where radiation. This is where my doctor goes. Be prepared to get beat up. Like he's a cool doctor, but he'll tell you straight to the point. Had some humor to him. He's like, get ready to get beat up because this is one of the toughest treatments when it comes to cancer because it's in a weird place.
Yeah.
And you're getting both. Like, is that a common thing to get both chemo and radiation?
Well, I think that part is, but the induction part usually comes at the end, and they're flipping it because what they found out was when you have chemo and radiation, and then you do chemo again, like the induction chemo at the end, it's so much harder for people to recover. So they flipped it, and they did the induction first.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be chemo and radiation.
Yeah.
Okay.
The days that I have chemo and radiation is going to suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the doctor tells me, be prepared to get beat up. Like right now, just emotionally and physically, I feel like how I describe things when I'm at this point, I feel like a walking punching bag, emotionally and physically. It sucks. Like that's why I have tea. That's why I haven't been drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
Because it's really dry here. Sometimes I'll still spit out blood at night when I'm brushing my teeth. And I'll lose my voice at the end of the day when I'm talking a lot.
Like pod days.
Yeah, like pod days. That's why I'm always like, making sure it's moist down there, right?
Yeah.
But the doctor was like,
Don't say anything about that.
I was waiting for Art to say
I was gonna say like get a little banaka.
Do they still make that?
I don't think so.
All right. Anyways, go on.
Well, I think when I get into radiation, I'm not going to be able to wear cologne anymore.
Cologne.
Cologne.
Interesting.
Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe it's like
Cologne.
the radiation and the
'Cause we have,
chemicals.
like the different scents and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll look that
Spicy.
up.
Oh, you look that up.
Spices.
All the spicy food is going to taste like metal.
Whoa, that's wild. Well, you're not really a spicy person anyway. So.
I like some though.
Okay.
I'll do
Okay.
You
some.
test it out though.
The taste.
Just, I like have some
taste?
flaming hot Cheetos and be like,
That's the worst.
Oh.
That's,
this
yeah.
is metal Cheetos.
You can taste
Metal
it.
Cheetos.
You can taste it in that.
Like when they say metal, is it like the taste of how blood is kind of like iron?
Maybe like
taste?
copper.
Copper?
Copper. Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
that's the taste.
Iron. Yeah.
But he said you're gonna lose your facial hair. He was like this, right? He's like, you're gonna lose this.
Oh yeah. You didn't want Art was drinking.
That's what he's doing. He said you're gonna lose all of that, right?
Yeah.
Because I guess the head is given, but the rest, like I wasn't expecting, right?
Yeah.
And so they also said that I'm gonna have irritation in the top of my throat, and this is new news for the two of you because I haven't shared this yet. But there's gonna be a big sense of irritation through the top of my throat, in that canal, on my neck on the outside because it's against the lymph nodes, and I'm gonna lose my sense of taste for up to a year.
A year. Damn.
On top of that, I have to get surgery, because they need to install a G tube on the side of my stomach,
No way.
so I can get fed.
Oh, because you.
Oh,
like
because you won't be able
bags.
to.
Because this could be
It's
uncomfortable.
gonna be
Yeah,
uncomfortable
so you can't
to
even
eat.
like chew and eat and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh dang.
You can drink though, right? Like, could you eat like soups?
I can.
maybe?
I think I can do that. I forgot to ask if I can have like boba like through the. Can you imagine? Is there a jasmine milk tea bag? That you can attach that to.
You could ask him that.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, that day was overwhelming for sure. I was just like, there's days that just been up
Yeah.
and down. I'm just balling. I'm just like, I'm thankful. I'm grateful. Then it's just news.
Yeah.
And then just talking to my friends, like the memories. It's been a roller coaster ride. You know.
So really quick, just to circle back. Sorry. So the reason why you can't use cologne while you're on like chemotherapy and stuff, it alters your sense of smell, and some of them, you were right. Like it has some of those things have like chemicals and stuff that could irritate your skin because it's like sensitive now, right? You know.
And I usually put it on my neck too.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Well, yeah. That's where you put cologne. You do the little thing like
Pulse
that.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they said so long term effects. And these are the possibilities, right? Damage to my kidneys, long term loss of hearing, and then like this tingling sensation in the extremities. But also, the good news is they have high. The technology is better than what it used to be.
Oh yeah.
It's more accurate as well too when it comes to radiation, and there's a good look to the prognosis that is treatable.
Okay.
With a side of caution is what they're telling me, because it's in this place, but that doesn't mean that the cancer can't. This is what they said, move throughout your body, and I was like,
metastasize.
that's the word. Yeah, I was like, are you kidding me, dude? Like,
Yeah, that's
you could treat it here, and then it just shows up in your, like in a different part. I'm like, and so I was like I said, I was just overwhelmed. I was thinking about all this
Right.
stuff because I'm like, I thought this was just gonna be like a 9-week process.
Yeah.
It turned
not
out to be
simple.
half a year. To add on top of that, just the way I eat now, and then me losing my sense of taste. But the good thing is, throughout this, and this was before, I think I don't know if I told you guys, but last December, I saw this TikTok video
okay.
with McDonald's fries and all the chemicals and ingredients they put in McDonald's fries.
Sure.
And I gave a McDonald's last December before I found out I had cancer.
Right.
And so I gave up McDonald's cold turkey because like sometimes when I don't have time at work, that's the cheapest.
Right.
It's the fastest, like literally down the street, and there's McDonald's all over the place.
Yeah.
But I gave up that, and so when I had my doctor's appointment, they're like, "Dude, you lost 10 pounds since our last checkup in December."
That's so.
And
funny.
I was like, "It's the McDonald's."
Yeah.
But the good outlook is that I gave up that. When I found out I was diagnosed in February, I'm eating healthier, eating fresher. Nice. Me and my brother-in-law, shout out to Marvin. He's my accountability partner. He bought a bike and I bought a bike too. So we have some e-bikes that we're like excited to like ride now.
Are you guys gonna ride?
Huh?
Where are you guys gonna ride?
We've been riding around this neighborhood.
Oh,
like
nice.
there's new construction too, and so we're going into the new builds.
What do you call it? The secret HOA police or something.
The HO police undercover.
Yeah, undercover.
Okay.
So you're gonna see more episodes. It's funny because I have some people that are like, dude, you haven't shot your HOA stuff. I'm like, it's been calm, but I also been going through like a lot of stuff this month.
And then you couldn't say what it was.
I couldn't say what it was, but
now you can.
But now I'm just like in better spirits. Like the good thing is that I met some people. Shout out to Francis's our high school friend. Francis's husband, Mark, he met me and we told them the news over like dinner at Ballast Point. Okay, right. This is the first time I met him. He's like a diehard Celtics Boston fan.
Okay,
you can hear the accent. He's like, "Oh, you got this, dude! Like I didn't know that till like the end of dinner, but like your spirit, your energy." And so I've been meeting people that believe in energy healing, like just
holistic stuff,
Eastern medicine, and I'm trying everything at this point.
Right, yeah.
So
I mean, what do you got to lose, right?
Yeah, but it took cancer to get this mindset of like maybe this is the good year that I was praying for. Yeah, it's good health. Yeah. And so like we'll see where this journey is, health wise. But like as for now, I've gone through several dental appointments, cleanings, fillings. I have to go through, shout out to Dr. Brian Tasto at Torrey Hills Dental. I want to say my best experience I've had
really
in the dental side. Like, I hate the dentist.
Yeah.
I will get tattooed over going to the dentist. Yeah, I hate the dentist just because I think my first dentist growing up, it was, and it's usually our own people, like it was aunties.
It was like a plug,
It was aunties doing it, and they'd always chismis. They'd always and I feel like unprofessional. And I feel like if I went back, I don't think they would have the same technology because
it's different time as well.
Different times. There's conferences, there's trainings that they're attending. They're updating their education, and then they're updating their equipment because he had me. Like I was waiting for my X-ray, right? And usually they put like a mouth guard or what I grew up to, and they'll tell you to bite on
film thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like the little card thing that you
bite on it, and this big machine goes, and then they shoot the X-ray.
Yeah.
The guy, he had a pen, and he was basically snapping colored pictures through my teeth and everything, and then he popped it right on the monitor.
That's wild.
A pen?
Like this pen, it was like a pen size.
Oh, was it like a long kind of like cylinder thing? Just
no, I would say pen. Like a ballpoint pen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a little pointer.
Like a pointer.
Oh, okay.
And so
like chopstick?
No. Like a pen.
like a pen.
Like a wand.
When they even did my filling, they had like this blue light thing. Like I don't know if it was like a laser, and it hardened the filling. Like they shot it. They shot it, and it was just
that's crazy.
Yeah,
it like dries or something. It's like a UV light.
Yeah, it dries and it probably expands, and then they just carved it. So on my bottom right, it's like new teeth, basically.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Fast forward, so now we're in March 13. I got assessed through Dr. is his name, right? Shout out to Dr. It's Dr. At
okay.
The
I bet
Garfield.
they get that a lot. I'm sorry. Yeah.
When I saw the name, I was like, okay.
I'm gonna let him say it.
He's at the Garfield Kaiser, and so he assessed me for my teeth.
It's a Garfield Kaiser.
It's right. What is this by?
You're just thinking the cat.
Yeah, the cat. I was like, this was by Legoland.
You know where REI is?
Oh, in Claremont?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's in that back area.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of hidden. You probably can see it on the freeway, to be honest.
Okay.
But I went there. They assessed me, and now I have to get oral surgery. They have to take out my molar before I can get into my chemo.
Like which? Like the back one?
The back molar, like to remove
Like
it.
all of it, like the ones like
No, just one.
Oh,
Why-
just
why-
the
Yeah,
one.
just
the
one.
one?
Okay.
They did root canal,
Oh,
and the guy who did my teeth didn't do a great job, and now there's like pus.
what
Oh,
the?
no.
Yeah,
So it wasn't like sealed all the way. It got infected.
Isn't sealed all the way.
fuck?
So
Oh man.
so they're gonna take off that tooth. They're gonna
Yeah.
extract it basically. And the funny thing was, the doctor was like, "Just get it done through us. Like if we're gonna do it as surgery, like quotation marks,
yeah.
you're gonna save a lot on your
This
dental."
is-
Yeah.
Like this is a free one on us, is what he said. I said, okay, cool. And then
Yeah,
so I have my oral surgery later this month that might possibly push back my chemo.
Yeah. Okay.
And I
It's
mean,
gonna be a tooth extraction.
yeah, tooth extraction, but
So that's gonna be on your bottom left, bottom right.
bottom left,
Bottom left.
yeah,
You're gonna be like 2 molars down on that side, like without wisdom tooth and.
yeah. They're gonna remove
Yeah.
the wisdom tooth at a later time.
Oh, you still have them?
I still have them.
Oh shoot, me too.
Oh.
I got
You?
3 out of 4.
I didn't want them to pull
lucky.
it. That's why.
Lucky.
Yeah.
I had mine removed when I was like 18.
Ah,
All
damn.
4.
That's a
Nice.
smart move.
Yeah.
That's a very smart move.
Really?
'cause- Well, because then if you have the insurance for it, like when you have your own,
Oh yeah.
it sucks. You know.
That's why my parents made me do it. Because I was like,
Yeah.
no, because they're like, because I remember my mom was like, yeah, just tell them like it hurts and stuff like that. I was
Yeah.
like, it doesn't hurt. It's like, no, just tell them. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Side note, that was the best day ever because that was the first time I went on laughing gas. Oh my
Oh,
god.
did you?
Yeah, I was laughing at
imagine
every
this guy
little
laughing,
thing.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
Dude, I wonder if they're gonna. No, I think I'll probably be asleep for this surgery.
Okay.
But when they did my filling, they did the top and bottom, so they gave me like, I felt like it was 6 shots to numb my face. Because when I was done, they told me to gargle right in the sink and spit it.
Right.
And so I gargled and I spit it out, and it went to the right and hit the wall.
Wait, what?
wait,
Wait, you
No,
spat and then.
I spat and I don't know what
Oh,
happened.
like it went sideways.
It went sideways.
Oh, instead of forward, it went. You
Yeah.
spat out
Yeah, I
sideways.
spat out sideways, and I was
Because
like,
your other half, like of your mouth, probably didn't open.
Yeah.
yeah. And then
was
so I was
numb.
like, what the heck? And so I did it again. Like I gargled and I spit out same place. I was
Yeah.
like, okay. I cleaned it up on the side and then I
Yeah.
left.
At least you cleaned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think
It'd be like, oh.
just
your head.
left it. They're all looking at me like, are you gonna watch that? Or but I think this is crazy because I know we talk about this for Brene Brown.
Mm-hmm.
These moments it's always lined up with this book, and this is not a plug. We're not paid.
Not sponsored.
We're not sponsored by Brene Brown or Dare to Lead is the book. This is the most vulnerable probably I've ever been on this podcast
Mm-hmm.
Or ever to us, honestly.
or ever
Yeah.
to you guys,
Yeah.
and that's the one thing that while reading this book, that's where I want it to be, where I'm just like, whatever I'm going through in life or what, we're going through, like be able to share that and talk about it. Because
Yeah.
especially when it comes to like men, we don't talk about these things. We hold it in a lot.
I feel that.
Yeah.
And I felt that like in my dad, and that's why I was like, wow, like this was good to have. And it took cancer to have this like breakout moment, you know?
Oh yeah. Sometimes it takes a
Yeah.
really big issue to kind of like force things out, right?
And so now I'm like, man, maybe this is where our relationship's gonna get better because of all of this, like there's like that intent now. And I think it's kind of, he's breaking down his wall.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm actually gonna see them later tonight because
Okay.
they want to see me for dinner before I go into like all the treatment and stuff.
Yeah.
Because this is probably the best food I'll ever have for a while now.
Yeah.
I mean, and you can still taste it.
And I still
Yeah.
can taste it. So
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. Like I'm just thinking like from like his perspective to like, and I think as like a parent, I don't know personally, but you always
It's hard to
expect to like
hear.
break that news maybe to your child, but then to hear
not the
it
other
like
way
the
around.
reverse,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like probably like rocking his world right now.
Well, I've seen it in movies too where they're like, I didn't expect to bury my child. My child's supposed to bury me.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I think this was like a Denzel movie.
Yeah. I think
John
I think-
Q maybe.
Yeah, I think it was like it's like a famous quote or something like that.
Oh, is it?
I think there's like a famous quote. It's like a tragedy to
Yeah.
for a parent to have to bury their child or something like that. It's something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like the scene in Black Panther
Oh my god.
where Black Panther's mom dies. Wakanda Forever,
What kind of yeah? I
Yeah,
think so.
Wakanda for that's the
Yeah.
most recent one. Yeah.
where she was like wailing and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because she lost both of her
Well, she lost both her husband and her son.
husband, son, and I think Shuri was gone at the moment or something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the feeling because like I think in my mom's head is like it's not supposed to happen to my children. It's supposed to happen to us before.
Well, I mean, like you said, like she was expressing the same way when you ran away. It's like, you know, like that's your kid, that's your baby. You know, something bad's happening. Of course, you're gonna feel bad. Like any good parent should, right?
I was waiting for my dad because I was trying to predict all of this in my head, like how my parents would react.
Wait, why?
Because
like
it's
prepare
just,
yourself to. Like,
okay.
It's a pattern when you're growing up. You're like, I expect my dad to do that.
You know, it's like if you ever get in a car accident, you're like, oh shoot, all right, how is my parents gonna react to this? Like, to prepare yourself for like
that just shows how we were all brought up here. That like if we're in a car accident, the first thing is how is my parents gonna react? to
it? Not that I walked away from this. How mad are they gonna be?
Right. And the second thing is to flinch when you're like, right.
Were you fully expecting them to blame? It's like this is why you're doing this because you have
exactly.
This is why you have cancer
because you have tattoos.
Because
all you guys eat all this BS and all that stuff. But they were like,
they were actually empathetic.
And that's why I was like shocked to experience all this because, like I said, my childhood, especially with my dad, wasn't like this.
The greatest,
I've shared this in past episodes, and then experienced this. I'm like, damn, man.
Yeah. Also, like he's grown too.
Yeah, that's what it shows,
right? His different stage too in his life.
But where were you at in high school, Dad?
You could easily just throw it back on it. Hey, other silver lining on this, you have like the best excuse in the world, man. It's like, hey, man, I want you to... No, I got the... I can't. My cancer.
But that was 5 years ago.
Hey, Jason, can you... No, I'm sorry.
Sorry. All right. Snapple fact. Thank you for, whoever's listening. Thank you for that. I know that was a long one. But let's get into it. Snapple fact.
All right.
What a thing that go into after, the heavy news and all that,
Well, I mean, it relates.
Right, yeah, sure. Oh, okay.
So today's Snapple fact is lifestyle plays a big role. About 30 to 50% of cancers are preventable through lifestyle changes like a healthy diet, exercise, avoiding tobacco, and limiting alcohol consumption.
Limiting. Not cutting it out. So
Yeah.
Just in moderation. Like Nadine has been telling, everything's good in moderation.
Yeah. No, for sure. But then the thing is, you want the last two to be in moderation, like tobacco and alcohol. I think healthy diet and exercise.
You want more. Yeah. You don't want that in moderation.
Moderation and healthy diet.
Because the way my life's looking right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you know what the crazy part is? Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
So this cancer, nasopharyngeal cancer, it's found in the Asian population. It's a rare cancer found in the Asian population.
Okay.
And it's also linked to pickled food and deli meat. So any processed foods.
Shoot.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's 3 times in men. And the crazy part, when I went to radiation, I asked them, how often do you actually find people with nasopharyngeal cancer?
Yeah.
They're like, you know what's crazy? We have at least 2 visits a month.
Wow.
2 visits a month.
2 visits
I've never heard of this in my life.
And it's mostly, they said Asian.
Asian. I want to say like other countries, but just for the population wise, it's a small group. And maybe it's due to like
all the pickled,
like what we
foods.
eat.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of our foods are kind of pickled. Like Asian foods like kimchi, right?
Yeah. Is that pickled? Is that fermented?
Is that
fermented? Difference? It's fermented.
I thought it was like, is that the same thing? No.
Tomato.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I always get that confused though, because I always think pickling to me is like a fermentation process to me. So I always kind of equate it.
Yeah.
That's just me though. So I could be wrong. I'm always welcome to be wrong.
I've just known the light term of pickling is just adding some salt to something. And,
and then just letting it sit. Yeah.
I think anything that's just like sitting there for a long time, that's probably what,
Oh yeah.
Probably causes long term.
You're also eating a lot of processed meats, right?
Yeah, that's
crazy because I love sandwiches, bro.
I know. And chicken nuggets aren't really chicken nuggets.
It's true. I don't know where those come from.
Right. But then you aren't also like exercising as much or having like a balanced diet, I guess, right? Yeah.
Not unless there's money involved.
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
All the money would go to art, if anything. But let's talk about this. The stigma around talking about health in Filipino cultures.
Yeah, the first one says strong, resilient mindset.
Many Filipinos grow up with the idea of enduring hardships quietly. talking about health issues can be seen as complaining or showing weakness.
No, I feel like is like I've had a couple people in my life important to me suffer cancer. Like you're a friend, right? I've had my my mom was like, I think during back like 2009 she had leukemia.
Yeah.
But the thing that weirded me out the most was the first thing that she told me was like, you can't tell anyone else in the family about this.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, what? Like, cause my first thought's like, it's family. You want that support and stuff like that. But she was like, no, cause like one of your aunties is like a chisme,
Yeah. Yeah.
She'll talk and stuff like that. It's like,
Marites.
yeah, right. Yeah. And I don't know, throughout the whole thing, like she wanted to just do it by herself.
Yeah.
That was weird to me.
That's the crazy part because
Right.
I mean, I was reflecting on this and I was like, if I was in my 20s,
Right.
I think this would be my route.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Now-
Like,
Like I can do this on my own.
Yeah.
Like I'm healthy. I'm still young. Like I don't need to tell anyone. Like they're just gonna talk about me.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that would stand aside or be the barrier would be my ego is just so much that I'm like I don't need help.
Yeah.
Here, I'm like I built a sense of community when I was able to share all this. When I was able to be vulnerable because now I'm like in 3 prayer groups. I didn't ask for it,
Right.
and then people check up on me and give me like recipes and links
Things
and
to try. Yeah.
things to try. I've listened to several like podcast episodes.
Yeah.
But like when you can share this and you have that mindset of like I don't care what people say.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be out there now.
Yeah.
People can say they can talk bad about it. They can talk good things. Whatever the case is, like it's what you want at the end of the day. And
Right.
having like the support is helping me with my spirits as well too.
Yeah. And it's funny you bring that up because of like, being part of all these multiple prayer groups and like seeing all the support and stuff to see how you can get that. But for some reason you feel like you have to, or it would be more acceptable for you to go it alone.
Yeah.
When like, if you did just tell somebody, you could see the support in the community. You know what I mean? It's kind of a weird thing, which I think is kind of goes into the second stigma.
Right.
I don't know if you want to get into this now, but I feel like it was kind of
A good segment.
Well, you want to read the second one?
the second one. Fear of burdening others.
So like family is central in Filipino culture, and many people avoid discussing health problems to avoid worrying or burdening their loved ones.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm a big participant of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
Just,
You are your guilty as charged.
Yeah,
If we were in a jury,
guilty as charged 5
Easy
times.
verdict.
Yeah.
This is a life
I'm
sentence
guilty
here.
of this too. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just that thing, right? Like you just don't want to like have that feeling of like people are like thinking about you or having to worry about you or having to like disturb themselves from their lives to like, spend energy on you for some reason, right? It's like a weird thing.
There's some things definitely there.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that.
Yeah.
I think it helps with their process. Like for those that like, let's say that are in, critical condition and they do pass away, but they find out like this news afterwards.
Yeah.
Then it kind of
It's more shock. Yeah.
it's more shocking and maybe it's traumatizing because they would have been like, man, I could have done more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at
And
least
they
like
go-
I could have prepared or like
Yeah.
did something.
Yeah.
Like, Yeah.
When you share all that.
Yeah.
And I think that's a crazy thing because I was talking to my cousin Dan on the phone and he's like we grow up to this like when our parents get sick and they go through health scares and all this they don't tell us
Yep.
like they don't share this, they don't prepare us. Like how do they expect us to grow from this if we're not in the loop?
Yeah.
Like and we're not there to support them. We find out when they're in the hospital and it's like
It's like critical or whatever.
Yeah.
your auntie or your uncle's been going through this
Yeah.
for a year.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure like everyone out there can kind of relate to the whole thing where just casually, you just say, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, mom? It's like, oh, your cousin, he's in the hospital. I was, what? Like,
Yeah, but he's out now. So
yeah,
that's
he's
why
out
I
now,
told
so he's
us.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was a year ago.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Third thing, religious and superstitious beliefs.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Like I can kind of see that. It's like it goes to the whole thing we were talking about, like, having like that faith in God and stuff like that, where it's, you're just totally believing like everything will be fine.
Yeah.
Or like on the superstitious side, it's like if I tell anyone about this, it's just gonna get worse, or like whatever powers may be will know because I told people or something like that and make it
It's
worse.
like,
or
this is
something.
my challenge, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's like,
personalizing it.
It's like that whole kind of like related back to like Jesus, you know, like how he suffered and died for like people's sins.
Yeah.
It's like kind of reflected in people. It's like, well, you know, going through the same thing. Maybe not the exact same thing, but like very similar.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and some believe that discussing illness might invite it, or that prayer and faith alone can heal sickness, leading to hesitation in seeking medical help.
Yeah.
True. It's like putting too much power in
Western medicine.
or just in prayer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're saying like,
because I feel
if
like
he can get me through this, then
I feel like you need a little bit of both. Because I mean, I'm more of a firm believer of having like the religion as more of to shore up your mental defenses in order to like weather the storm, so to speak.
Yeah.
But also like not fully committing to just cutting that out.
Yeah.
Because like when you're going through like all these procedures and stuff like that, you need that mental fortitude to kind of weather all of that, right? So you need a mix of
hope,
both,
right?
Right, yeah. You can't just put all your faith into faith and hope that everything will be all right, but you can't also put all your hopes into just pure medical science and be mentally okay. Like you need both to kind of, you know, round you out.
The religious part, right, helps heal the soul.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
So like it's the physical,
the
mental, and I feel like the soul is a different like entity.
Right, yeah. It can be.
Just like in Doctor Strange.
This guy.
All right, fourth one, Brian.
Fourth one, and I can relate this. This probably goes back to like how my mom was feeling. It's like it's pride in social image.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a cultural value of maintaining dignity and avoiding shame. Admitting to a health problem, especially mental illness, can be seen as a failure or source of embarrassment.
Like it's somehow your fault you got cancer.
yeah.
Right?
That's what I was expecting.
That's exactly
Yeah.
Because of your tattoos.
You know?
It's because you talked back to me that one time.
Because you bought that new bike.
Yeah.
That's how, your parents ever do that growing up? Like they
What?
tell you it's because of one thing just to steer you away?
That's completely
Yeah, it's
unrelated.
It's unrelated.
Yeah, 100%. It's just a way to kind of bring up whatever they don't like against you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a big thing, you know, because then they're
The
like,
ego, right? Pride and social
you know,
image.
'cause it's like, you know, it goes into like people where they like don't even want to talk about like finances, or they just want to assume, they just want everyone to think that everything's okay.
Yeah.
Or like everything's
status
fine,
quo,
or they're doing
or
great.
doing great,
you
yeah.
know, and they don't want to have people feel like, you know, talking behind their back, because that's a big thing too.
That is a big
It's like,
thing.
you know, talking about the news and just whispering to each other about how another family is doing, or how another parent or cousin or whatever is doing.
Yeah.
Because then you're comparing other
Yeah,
people. And
exactly.
then now you're
Right.
comparing families. And
Yeah.
that's where like the status and all the ego play a role.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
You know, and
I mean,
it's that.
I mean, I kind of get it because, like, yeah, it does happen. Like, if you say something or whatever, and then there's those people that like to, you know, rumor monger, right?
Yeah.
And like they'll take any small thing and make it bigger than what it is, and then it kind of comes back on you and maybe even some of your family members and stuff like that. So, and on the one hand, I get where old school generation is coming from, right? Because that was like a rampant thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Someone would admit a weakness or something like that, just even a small one, and then anyone that happens to hate on them or just like
That's
to
what I
make
mean.
stories,
It's like, you know, they take advantage of that and can twist it, and you know,
Like
those kind of
internet
people.
trolls,
Yeah,
you know?
you know. It's
Well,
very-
not even internet
Yeah,
trolls.
it's
Like
just-
sometimes it's just your own family. Sometimes.
Yeah, and they're just like
Family trolls.
You know,
Yeah.
like just like finally like like they be feeling like they got like
They
a
got
chip on their
justified.
shoulder, you know,
Right.
and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, finally something, you know, all
finally.
right, I'm gonna go talk to, you know,
Yeah,
see who
tell
else-
all
you know what I
these
mean? And
things.
it's like very like it's mean.
It is- it
you
is
know what I
mean.
mean? But
But it happens, though.
Yeah, people be like that. It's just like weird, but
But I feel like in this day and age, especially if you cultivate a good enough group of people, you don't have to worry about that. I feel like that if you have to worry about that, you might want to start talking to different people. You know, I mean, it is what
family
it is.
though. You know,
Yeah,
too,
that-
sometimes
Shutting family.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's family's family, but at the end of the day, sometimes you have to just, like you said, like cut it
Yeah.
out, right?
Number 5,
We got 7, so there's 2 more. Hang on.
limited access to healthcare.
Yeah.
In some cases, discussing health concerns is avoided simply because medical treatment is expensive or difficult to access, leading people to downplay symptoms.
I mean, I'm kind of that way too. It's like, it's just a cold. So I don't need to go in.
cold.
You know, I don't need to make the effort to go to the doctor or whatever. I'll be fine, you know.
Yeah.
Which kind of leads back to like pride and stuff like that too. So,
True.
It's just my eyes turning yellow.
oh yeah, I just hacked up a little clot. That's
Yeah.
nothing. Yeah, right. Like that's not a normal thing.
and it's moving.
No, that's true. Yeah, I remember
It has a
when
little eye in it.
when I was first getting like psoriasis and stuff. I was like, oh man, I keep getting scabs, and I would just keep picking them up, like, put alcohol on it. I'm like, man, that's so weird.
Right. You put alcohol in it?
Because I was like,
that
oh, you know,
hurts.
they'll take care of the germs. Maybe there's some germs on it.
That
You
just
know?
dries out your skin more.
Well, you know,
You ever try Aquaphor?
self-medicating.
Aquaphor, just so it heals faster.
Yeah. I have like a few different.
Okay.
Like, but at this point, like I have like different medications and stuff,
Yeah, your skin
like
looks great,
topical
man.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I try to.
It's
you
that
know,
Korea trip.
Korea.
dude.
Yeah, the Korean
Korea
yeah. No, he had the face off the Korean transplant. He had a skin graft.
But yeah, but that, I mean, that was the thing, right? Because I was like, oh, I don't want to go see a doctor. And
Yeah.
be like,
Right.
oh, what are they going to tell me this is? Eczema?
I
Or something
mean-
different. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh,
And then
shoot.
charge you like $5,000.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That
Pay
copay is
this,
gonna
and
get
then-
to you.
And then even, you know, and you go there and then like, well, I'm actually just like a primary care, so I got to send you to a specialist.
That's what I
Yeah.
hate.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're just like, "Ah,
I just wasted my time here.
I don't have
Yeah.
time for this.
That's the crazy part. Because like my copays, if they've been like $50 to $100 each visit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so, the oral assessment, the doctor, I saw him for like maybe 2 minutes.
And that's the yeah,
$50
you go there for,
right
like,
there.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what the? Can all of you be in one room?
It's like, wait a minute. So the primary guy said, "Oh yeah, this is probably psoriasis, but we gotta send you to the specialist."
Yeah.
He goes there, it's like, "Yep, it's definitely psoriasis." You know what I mean?
And you
I
did
get, like,
And they don't do anything else. They just
Yeah.
tell you what it is.
yeah, it's like, oh, but then we're gonna send you back. Then you get to buy something over there.
yeah, and then you come back to me.
Yeah, you know, it's like what?
Yeah.
Scam.
I mean, it says a lot about our healthcare system, which is a whole different beast altogether.
Well, but then you're already paying for insurance. Isn't that like
That's-
it should be
that's
in
the
the
thing,
what I'm saying, it's a whole other beast. Like that's
Yeah.
that's a whole
Insurance
other
is a
thing
scam.
that,
But
that-
you need it. Like,
Yeah, you need it.
dude. So without insurance,
Right.
just for my dental work, I'd be
Right.
paying $1,500.
Oh yeah,
a visit.
They give you for the work that they did,
Oh,
yeah.
$1,500.
Because you see it right, and then it's just
Yeah, I'm
how
like,
much
oh,
insurance paid and whatever.
yeah. And I think the trick is, oh, cool, you have it covered. So my insurance is like, I'll invest
Yeah.
in it, you know.
yeah, yeah.
But out of pocket, I still have to pay $250 just for dental,
Mm.
and I still got to go Monday for another visit.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, damn, dude.
I get it. What was it like? I think there's like a saying. It's just like being sick is just expensive or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same, like, you know, if you don't have any sick days from work, you got, you know, you're not trying to call in.
That's why you got
Costs
to put
you
in.
money, costs you-
You
yeah.
got to put in the work to be healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, starting now.
Otherwise, you pay for it later.
Yeah. Next one, mental health stigma. So mental health issues are
that's a
often
whole other thing.
misunderstood,
Yeah.
with conditions like depression or anxiety sometimes dismissed as simply being tamad,
Yeah.
lazy,
yeah.
or a lack of faith.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that one?
I feel like it's, you know,
Is it common in Filipino culture? No, right?
for mental health to be a stigma.
Yeah, like when you have to see a therapist, like you know that mentality
Yeah,
where I was like, oh,
yeah.
you're weak.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's true in a sense of like, maybe not so much now. I think, you know, there's been hopefully some change in those things. Maybe it's just because we're at the point where we're becoming that
That
older generation.
and we're
Yeah.
changing it.
Where we're changing like
Yeah.
the things in the past.
Yeah,
But yeah, for
like-
sure. Like, I don't think, like, I've never heard like any of like my uncles or aunts or anything like complain anything about mental health. But you know, they be going through stuff,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you know, but
No.
mental health was never a topic.
Yeah.
It was health, like are you sick or are you not? But it was never like I'm feeling depressed or I have anxiety or, you know, I'm going through like, you know,
Just what
it was
is
never-
that?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
like, what?
Rub Vicks on it.
It's like, why don't you just go play bingo and then, you know, have some time to yourself and, you know,
Yeah.
you'll be back, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like that mental health, I think was never something that I considered a thing growing up because I never heard about it.
Yeah, it's
Now you do.
valuable
Like,
now
yeah.
though for your like well being.
I mean, like, I think the funny thing is like when I meet with like cousins now, and you know, we're talking, you know, we're getting older, so we're talking to our parents a lot more.
Yeah.
And when we get together, we just swap story. It's just like, yeah, our parents need therapy. It's like one of those things. Like, I don't know how it is with like when you guys talk to your parents, but sometimes they'll tell me stories and stuff, and I'm like, how are you okay with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know grandpa and grandpa were like that, you know?
Yeah.
Because they're the best to you, right?
Yeah.
Somewhat,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, I'm amazed like you turned out the way that you did,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like you should be talking about this to someone better equipped to deal with this than I am, you know?
But again, it wasn't a big deal, right? Like that was accepted. That was the expectation. Of
it's the
them growing
mentality,
up,
right?
It's like a natural thing to like go through these, whatever it is.
Traumas.
Yeah.
They're essentially traumas.
Because that's just how it was back then, I guess, you know? I mean.
Yeah, you had no other choice. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you know, we all know how it was like to get the belt or the slipper or the pinch or the slap. You know what I mean? Like, and that was just
or the
normal.
Willis.
Yeah.
And, you know, people talk about it now like it's a big deal, but when we were growing up, it really wasn't. It was just...
That was the thing that happened.
Yeah, that was just part of it.
Shout out to the parents out there that do not follow in their parents' footsteps, I hope. Cross fingers, you know?
Yeah.
Break that generational cycle.
Yes. Yeah. Dang, are we segueing into the next topic? Generational differences.
Yep.
So older generations may be more reluctant to discuss health openly, while younger Filipinos, especially those exposed to Western cultures, may be open more about it.
Yeah, I see that a lot more now.
Yeah.
Especially like when we grew up in the same generation, having a lot of shared experiences and stuff like that, we can relate, and therefore we can kind of support each other and that sort of thing. And like I think we're freer a lot of the other previous things.
Yeah.
Right. There's no like stigmas and stuff. It's okay to talk about things. It's okay to say this. I mean, like I've been lucky to have surrounded myself with a lot of good friends where I can be open like that too.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about that before too. It's like, you know, you don't want to say anything to show weakness and for anything to capitalize upon, but you know, I know you guys, I hope I'm not going to find anything. Am I like, like there's some stories like I told you guys about something like,
wait, what?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just
talking
like,
about
I'm
that
just
movie
making a
stuff
joke.
again?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
The world knows about that one.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, I think also too, it just depends on like how people have like adapted to this generational change, right? Because and how much of what your parents, you know, put you through or like showed you as a demonstration like sticks with you. Because I think as much as I learn about all this stuff and like, you know, my line of work, I still have those moments where I'm just like, okay, that's cool, but let me handle this on my own.
Right,
like, I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? And I think it's just because like I never had that coming, you know, especially for a lot of the males in my family. Like we don't like that is just not. You just don't like. You just handle it. You grind out. You figure it out. You know, deal with it yourself.
That's a whole other thing for an whole other episode.
Yeah,
it's like being a man, quote unquote.
Yeah, like that's the definition, right? So it's like, even though I know about all these things and how, you know, it's good to be vulnerable and all that stuff, like sometimes me personally, it still does not like compute. It doesn't apply because for some reason, like how I was like, you know, programmed.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
you grew up.
Yeah, it's like I'm going against that. So it's you know.
It's something it's not gonna happen overnight. It's like something you're continually working on, right?
Yeah. And I think you've been growing in that sense, you know?
Yeah.
I've seen the change in almost 2 years, this vulnerability showing up and just you working on yourself.
Yeah.
And that's something like we never did growing up, just to kind of have this kind of setting to talk about that. Right.
But I also think it's also at a point where you've grown up enough to be comfortable to be, you know, that vulnerable and to have to talk about all those things. Because, you know, think about 10, 15 years ago, right? And how you were at that point.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's all about that kind of ego situation.
The ego part.
There's not much to talk about except for like girls or, you know what I mean? Like games.
Yeah. No, you would think about that, but you know, there's some parts.
Yes.
I mean, 10, 15 years ago, it was like Jason was going through some right?
Oh, wait a minute. Why do I feel like I was in high school 10, 15 years ago? That was like early, like
we're old,
college.
bro. We're old, man.
I was like, I was probably in middle school 10, 15 years ago.
No, dude, you were in like your late teens, early 20s.
I was already growing up.
Your ego is not your amigo. All right, on a lighter note, random fun.
What a segue.
We like to play games on the show, such as This or That, Would You Rather, Name Your Price, Fact or Fiction, and Most Likely To.
This week is
Hilarious Situations.
All right.
All right.
What is that, Art?
So, hilarious.
All right.
Hilarious Situations is a fun party game where players are presented with a comedic scenario and take turns responding with their best answer.
All right.
The game consists of 3 rounds, with each player getting a chance to tackle the outrageous situations.
Okay.
Let's play.
Let's play.
Sounds so academic for it like that.
So first one, you are challenged to enter into physical combat with the most famous person who shares your first name.
Huh.
Who is that person, and would you defeat them? So it can be variants if not directly your first name. I don't know any.
Hey,
Arthur?
King Arthur.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
No. Arthur Schwarzenegger. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, like King Arthur probably.
Yeah,
is probably
yeah.
the most.
Let me see.
So would I be able to take him?
With his sword? With Excalibur?
Depends, right? Does he have his sword yet? And what age was he? Because when he was still
Right.
trying to get that sword on the, I don't think he was that.
You just fight him when he's a baby.
No, I'm kidding.
Go to sleep.
Oh, my bad. It's Arnold.
Arnold
Yeah, why did you say
Yeah.
Arthur? That's why I was like,
I don't know.
I was thinking like
joking.
The strong zero kind of hit me, so I
Okay.
misremembered.
King Arthur, probably not, but Arthur the Aardvark.
yeah.
I'd probably take Arthur the Aardvark.
Wait, is his name Arthur?
Yeah, Arthur.
Okay.
Arthur and DW.
There's no other famous Arthur. Brian, go.
I think there's an Arthur Murray.
I'm looking famous Brian's right now. I don't know any of these, but the first one I do recognize is Brian McKnight.
Oh shoot!
So would you win?
You're gonna out R&B him?
I can't out R&B Brian McKnight. No,
piano contest to the death?
that'd be fun though.
You think you can beat him in piano, like competition?
I don't know. Like
He's a great singer, but I don't know
He
about
can-
his
he can-
I think
piano.
play-
you're
he can play
classically
very well.
trained, right?
I'm more classically trained for sure,
Okay.
so it's different. Like you can't really compare. I think, but in a fight, I could probably take him.
You'll take him? Ooh.
I don't know.
You hear that, Brian McKnight?
Well, he's like how old is he now? He's older than me.
We need him as a
He's
guest.
his
55. He's 55. I'm
Okay,
like
I
a
think
good
you could. I think
yeah.
you could.
Yeah.
You work out too.
Yeah, I could
Yeah.
take him in a fight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up
Well, King
famous.
Arthur's already dead, so yeah, I can think of it.
Alive.
Well, like is
like-
is art short for something or just art?
Arthur.
Okay, so you're. Oh, I don't know why that didn't occur to me because you've always just been art to me.
Yeah.
So I
that's my brand.
yeah. But like your legal name on your
Arthur.
it's Arthur.
There.
Arthur
So
Ernest.
weird to me.
Both first
Wow.
name.
It's crazy because the two people that I'm thinking of is Jason Statham, right?
Jason Momoa.
And Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know if I can.
buddy.
I don't know. Good luck.
Is
Good
there
luck.
anyone that I can't?
Yeah, Jason the serial killer.
Who's Jason Cyril?
like from
Dude,
like,
the mask.
Oh, the mask?
Yeah, the mask.
See, I
Yeah.
lose in all three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
Let's
else
see.
is there? I can't defeat the transporter. I can't defeat Aquaman.
What other Jasons are there? Jason.
I'll look at.
Isn't there a
Arthur C.
comedian?
Clarke. You could definitely beat Arthur C. Clarke. He died. He died in 2008.
I don't know.
That's an author.
That's funny because now all I can think of are those two Jasons, and I'm
All
sure
right.
there's got to be more Jasons.
Okay.
There has to be.
Hold on, let me
Jason
go.
Sutherland?
Who's Sutherland? Is that from 90210?
No, that's Keith. Keith
That's
Sutherland.
we are getting the names mixed up today.
I know.
Jason Segel.
Oh, there you go. He's a funny guy. He's
Oh.
lengthy.
He's the guy from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Or he's also in like a bunch of like comedy movies.
Jason
as well.
Weaver?
Jason Derulo.
Oh, there you go.
Jason Derulo. I'll take him one.
Yeah.
Yes.
In a fight, right?
In a fight.
Okay.
In a sing off.
Let's see. There's Jason Momoa, Jason Statham. I think there's like a lot more famous Jasons.
Is there?
Jason Bateman.
Oh, there you go. You can take that guy
Oh,
for sure.
okay.
That's who I was thinking of.
Jason Bateman is 56.
It's nice. Oh.
Jason
Yeah, okay, cool.
Vlogs. Jason Mraz.
Jason.
Oh, yeah, man.
Jason Alexander.
that?
Sounds like somebody from high school.
No. Jason
Yeah,
Alexander.
right.
He was on Seinfeld. He's the bald guy from
Oh,
Seinfeld.
is that his name?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Jason Alexander.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's like a Filipino
High
dude from high school. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
with
Two
hey,
first
Jason
names.
Alexander. And everybody would call him by that too.
J.A.?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I guess that's that.
All right. So you receive a text from an unknown number that is looking for help with an affair. You decide to
Okay.
play along. Soon you realize it's someone you know well. How do you proceed?
Oh. Okay, so you get a phone call.
Unknown number.
Play along for like, are they
Looking
asking
for help
you-
with an affair. Like they are in an affair. They
They're
participate.
trying
Or-
to have an affair?
or are they trying to like implicate you with them in some ruse for an affair.
Oh,
You know,
like you're part of the
like
affair.
you're part of the affair. Like, hey, like
they text the wrong person thinking you're them.
yeah, something
It's
like
like
that.
you get a text. It's like, hey, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm done diddling the.
What?
Who says that? Who says that?
This guy.
No wonder why you ain't getting one. You're texting girls. Hey, will you diddle up?
No, I don't text that to them.
So you say it to their face.
Whisper in the ear.
Yeah.
So how would you proceed?
This guy's a certain type of personality, you know.
Would you
Realize
ever-
it's someone you know well.
Let's say this is.
I'll be like, sorry, wrong number.
Yo, so you pull
So
out.
you would.
I'll
You
just
would say
yeah,
that?
you know, just pull out, right? Just to keep it safe.
You wouldn't say this is art, dude. This is art.
Like, who's this? Who's calling?
Yeah. So you would act like you would never knew then.
Oh, or like you play along.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Like this
What
is
do
someone
you
that you grew
mean?
up with.
I thought this meant something.
Yeah.
Like play along.
Oh,
with
you
that.
you would.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, good. Because it's like they bud out, or like, you know, the number that they wanted to get was one number off, so they're thinking you're someone else.
Yeah.
But you decide to play along. It's like, all right, let's see where this goes.
Yeah, because they're married. Like let's
Yeah.
say they're married or in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Damn, that's wild.
You just
So-
say wrong number.
But it's someone you end up knowing. So like, do you out them? Do you
Pull them aside and have
That's
a
what I mean. Like,
conversation.
yeah, how
do you
see it?
confront them? It's like, hey, or do you blackmail them? Like, hey, you told me this.
That's Brian.
If you don't, I just kidding.
You know what?
Brian's
I'm
kidding,
just
but not
kidding.
kidding.
At that point, I think
You
I
didn't
would
say no.
just,
Hey, I don't know, man.
Hey,
Money
rip,
talks.
It depends. It depends who it is, you know.
rip the band-aid off and just, you know, just let everybody know.
You know what? I
Wait,
would
let
do?
everybody know.
Well, like the two that are.
So you're gonna let the person that told you this and the person they're like cheating on or
Yep.
whatever.
And if I
Okay.
know the person that was.
Oh,
that
like if
they
you know them,
were-
then you know both of
like
them.
all three of them,
Yeah,
right? If it's like a triangle thing.
or
Yeah.
all two of them. You mean?
Well,
Oh, the three,
you know,
'cause
there's
they're
a
the
third,
fair,
there's
yeah,
another,
they're for the
yeah.
fair, yeah.
Right?
It takes
I'll
three
be
to
like, hey,
tango,
yo,
yeah.
I tell them all. I put them in a group chat. And send the screenshots.
Yeah.
You know? And then grab my popcorn.
Oh.
You wouldn't do that, would you?
Honestly, like, I just be like, this is something messed up. You guys need to figure this out.
You know what I would do? Like
Let me throw you in a room.
Yeah.
what I would honestly do,
Uh-huh.
like if this was someone that I really knew, like we were friends or whatever the case
Right.
was, I would say, hey, let's have dinner. I'll meet you at this place.
Yeah.
Show up, watch them go in, and be like, what are we doing here? You know you texted me.
Ah.
And then have that like, all right, what's going
Oh,
on?
the confrontation.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But might as well get a meal out of it.
Yeah.
But you're paying.
Yeah.
So I want
See?
bulgogi.
Yeah.
I want my brisket.
I want all of the premium side.
It's like you won't hear about it now, but you'll hear about it when you're on the show Cheaters.
Yeah. Is that still around?
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
And I'll be like, I'm going to just let you know this is going to be the next episode on the podcast.
You have until we air, we film the next episode to tell your signal and sort this out.
Yeah.
Right.
Otherwise, we will publish.
Let's see. Play along. If I realized, I think I would almost do the same thing. Again, it's very circumstantial because it depends on the people. Because if I don't care about them too much, then I will, I will just confront. It's like, hey, what you're doing is blah blah blah. Take the moral high ground.
Yeah.
But if it's someone I really care about a lot, I would pretty much almost do the same thing. It's like, hey, there's an issue kind of happening here, or like I would ask like just confront them. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, something's going on here, and if you don't tell your partner about this, then I'm gonna go to
Damn,
them,
so you would tell their partner then. You would have a conversation.
Well,
with their
it would be basically I would give them a chance.
give
to,
them a chance,
I would give
okay.
them. I would give them a chance to kind of redeem themselves.
Yeah.
Like what you're doing is wrong,
Yeah.
wholesale. No matter what, you have a chance to fix this now before I go and do it.
Yeah. And you're still paying my dinner.
Yeah. Well, clearly we know what Jason's gonna do.
And you're still paying my dinner.
But I'd want to be a little bit like, especially if it's someone that I know and care about. Like I'd give them a chance.
Oh,
If
yeah,
I don't care about them, it's like, no, I'm wrecking this thing now because you're right. Yeah. Because you've already wrecked it by cheating already.
Yeah.
So I don't care about you. I'm gonna torpedo this.
How you,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
how you
Yeah,
said that?
come
I'm
in,
wrecking
dude.
this thing right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus. You
I'm
gotta
coming
come in
like a wrecking ball. All right.
All right, last one. Can you read this one?
I cannot.
All right.
I told you, you gotta like put it like to the first 2/3 of the screen for me to read it.
Oh, there are a lot of sentences in this one. You want to switch sentences?
What do you mean? Oh, you want to
let's
go back and
alternate?
forth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not every word, every sentence.
Every sentence.
Okay,
every
you go
sentence,
first then.
You're on a date.
Your date is very attractive.
There is obviously chemistry.
The sensual tension between you is palpable.
Your date abruptly shares they cannot be with you, but refuses to reveal why.
Do you give up or do you try harder?
What would you do?
That
I did that
is-
pretty well.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, you guys alternated pretty well.
Now I got to read it all over again to understand.
I know, because all I know is you're on a date. There's chemistry.
All right, I can lean forward to try and read this. Then do you really want me to read it?
No.
So basically, like you're on a good date, right? It's,
Yeah.
it's a good one, right? And the chemistry is there, but then all of a sudden they're like, I can't be with you.
So you're single then?
Huh?
Let's just say everyone's
Yeah,
single. at
Everyone's
this point.
single,
Yeah.
you know, it's like Tinder, blind date, whatever. Grinder for some folks.
Yeah.
Bumble.
Yeah.
You know, what else is
All
there?
the you're just going through all the
Right.
hinge.
Met at a coffee shop,
Yeah.
you know.
But you're on a good date and you think things are going well, and then all of a sudden your partner decides to say that this isn't going to work.
Yeah. They can't be with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't be with you.
But
They
they
give
won't
up.
share why.
They won't share why.
What would you tell them, honestly? You're lost, buddy.
You're alone.
Wait, you paid for dinner, right? Like, okay, we're cool. We're cool. Yeah.
You get dinner. It's your loss.
Yeah.
I'm telling you about your affair.
Wait, you mean
What do you mean?
not
I
single?
thought we had something here.
what?
I mean, I mean, just the curious side of me would press for it, just because, like, I want to know.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what was it? Something I said? Was it
Yeah.
something that happened or something like that? I would press a little bit, but wouldn't like press too far. Again, it depends.
Yeah.
Because it seems like you're on a date, but it doesn't say how long you've been. Like, if it's been a while, then you'd want to press more. But if it's just like
Yeah.
2 dates, first dates, whatever,
Mhm.
it's someone else will come along, right?
Yeah.
It's whatever. Like, you have your reasons, then go ahead, keep them. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. You probably didn't pay for the date anyway. I'm kidding.
I don't know, man. Like,
Separate checks.
honestly, I feel like I would want to try harder.
Mhm.
But then all these thoughts, right? I'm like, oh man, like what
Am I
is
wasting
it?
my
Right?
time?
Like, is she a werewolf
What? That is not the first thought I would think of.
or like some mythical creature?
Yeah.
Right.
Did she show up on a pumpkin, carriage, and she gotta go back home?
She
by
gotta go back.
midnight?
Otherwise, it turns back into pumpkin
Yeah.
and rats.
It's like a Cinderella situation, right? Or
Is she a ghost that can only appear on the anniversary
right?
of her
Is it
death?
something supernatural? or is it like one of those,
What?
walk to remember situations?
A walk to remember. Holy,
You know what I'm saying?
crap.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Because I feel like that, like if I was like, I don't know. I
for
feel
those
like
who have not seen Walk to the Remember, right?
so spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's an old movie. If you haven't seen it by now, come on.
Yeah.
yeah,
On DVD
yeah.
or VHS, huh?
Yeah, so like there's a couple,
Both.
and then they hit it off. Well, there's some tension, but then all of a sudden opposites attract, blah blah blah, and then they're doing great, and then all of a sudden she like pulls away because she has to tell him like she's sick, she has cancer.
Yeah.
For the audio listeners, Art reached his hand. Art put his hand over Jason's hand.
Yeah, just
I cried a little bit.
Yeah, slowly and sensually. There was some sexual tension.
yeah, right. So then, but it's like one of those, right?
Right.
I feel like I don't know. I wouldn't give up. I'd probably try harder.
You try.
You try harder too.
Yeah.
Because if it's one of those, like obviously there's chemistry.
Yeah.
It's not even about sexual or sensual tension, but it's just like if it's like it could be the one scenarios.
Yeah.
Like, why would you not?
You obviously care enough not to tell me.
Yeah.
To tell me that you're not going to be.
Yeah.
I would definitely be curious.
Right.
I mean,
Bi
there's,
curious. I'm just kidding.
there's definitely chemistry. Like, that would be the question mark.
Right?
But I also be like, all right, when you're ready, I'll still be here. Like, let me know. If you're not willing to share right now, then that's perfectly fine.
Is that how you do it?
But I'm gonna do me,
You know what I mean?
What if that was like Nadine on a couple of your first dates?
dude. So I mean, that's how she was.
Oh, okay.
Because we both got out of our
Is
relationship.
this based off of that?
No, I mean we're both out of our relationships,
Yeah.
and she wasn't ready yet. And I
Right.
said, when you are, like,
yeah.
I'll be here.
But you didn't push it.
I didn't push it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I showed up.
Oh, you made yourself present still.
I made myself present,
Yeah,
and I wasn't really pushy about it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I also knew she got a relationship, so I said that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But
So-
I'ma do me.
A lot of things, you know. Wait, did everybody share?
Yeah,
Oh.
we did.
All right.
Yeah, we did.
Dang, man. It's tall can.
Like I said, man, about $1 or less, and usually you're good off of 2 or 3 of those. Well, I'm good off of 2 or 3 of those. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah,
you.
dude. I would probably be good off 2 or 3 of those. And then I'll try to like crack up on a 4th just 'cause. Pretending like, you know, we're in high school again.
Yeah. That's the first thing I'm going to do when it gets revenge. Just
Damn.
crack 3 or 4 of those and
I'm
just
jealous.
put myself to sleep. Don't worry, I'm drinking for you, Jason.
Take one from me.
It's all right,
Yeah.
man. This is a negative coping
Coping?
me-
Coping?
coping mechanism.
9%.
Yeah, man.
All
I
right.
don't drink like I used to.
All right, Q&As. Let's answer some Q&As from the community. These are given to us through our stories from our community members.
Right.
First one comes from...
All right, this one comes from Islander _AC,
What's up,
aka
Mo?
Alan.
What's up, Ellen?
What up, dude? Wear rubber gloves all day or be barefoot all day?
Barefoot all day.
Yeah.
I think I
down.
would be barefoot all day as well.
Because the rubber gloves, like your hands get sweaty in them.
Yeah, and then you get that pruny.
It's like prunia, or like you just have that wet feeling on your hands all the way. Like I hate wearing gloves, man.
I hate being barefoot too. Like
What? Oh,
Like
in
walking
public
in the
bathrooms?
yeah, like public bathrooms.
People do that, though. That's so
Like
nasty.
imagine walking into the air. Like
Oh, you do that, Ryan?
Imagine
like at the
walking-
beach, you know, you have to walk in barefoot. for that.
But not with your sandals or anything to get to the bathroom?
Yeah.
or like
I just
you know,
go back
like,
in the water, or like there's like the water outside, just wash it
yeah,
off.
like the
I don't care.
airplane toilet. You know. What I mean?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. No. Like you ever? That's like the one thing I'm like afraid of, like when going
Airplane
in the airplane.
toilet?
No, not the airplane toilet. Just people that are, you know, they take off their shoes and like
Yeah.
their whole feet or whatever. You know,
They
like,
take off their feet.
yeah, just take off their feet. No, like all the socks and like they're just like fully barefoot.
double paraplegic. Right?
Whoa!
They take off their legs.
All right, next Q&A.
You can read it, Brian? Or
I can.
Yes, we would be barefoot all day.
Besides, this is from Tater Nuts with a Z. Besides baseball, what other professional sports are popular in San Diego?
Well, I think paintball.
I would say so, right? For the paintball community?
Well, professional.
Damn.
No. I'm saying like is there a big professional like?
Yeah, the San Diego Dynasty.
Yeah.
I don't.
Honestly,
He's
if
been
you
talking
think
about-
it,
I didn't know they were from San Diego.
I didn't know they were professional.
they're probably the most decorated professional team in San Diego.
Okay.
Okay.
I would say that. I would argue that they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a
You know?
sport.
Soccer, soccer's kind of cool.
What is the team name?
We can't say
What's the men's soccer team
I
name?
don't know.
Is it just men's soccer?
I don't follow sports, so
the Wave. Is it the Wave? San Diego
Maybe.
Wave.
I'll look it up.
Maybe.
I'm not a soccer fan. I'm not a football fan.
Football Americano.
Well, we can't
Padres.
say. I mean, that's it.
besides baseball.
Yeah, because what the Gulls? No.
I don't know.
They're not professional.
Are they not?
No,
They're not at that level?
no.
Oh, shoot. So they're not a real team? Are they like G League? Like, you know how...
I don't know. I don't
NBA
think
has a
they're.
G League team?
What league is it? I guess we could fact
It
check.
is the Wave.
San Diego Wave?
Yeah. What's the women's soccer?
Mm.
At Snapdragon. I'm thinking of their uniform, but it like went over my head.
They are also the Wave,
They're both named the Wave, men's and women's soccer.
I guess.
That's crazy.
I could be wrong. I'm just. This is a cursory Google, so
Well, San Diego Gulls. Oh, they are a professional ice hockey team. Like at least in the AHL.
okay.
They're probably in the same category as paintball.
Okay.
Probably.
Wow. All right. Next one.
All right, next question.
I don't think we have heard.
Next question.
That's from Drizzy. If you weren't in California, what would be your next resident state?
Next resident state.
Probably Seattle.
Oh, I love Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle's
dude.
nice. Yeah,
I love that.
I can see myself.
So
living
Washington is the state.
there.
I
Washington
guess,
would be the
yeah.
state.
Yeah.
Yeah, Washington state.
Portland, maybe. I don't know. Definitely
Portland's
West Coast
nice.
though. I don't think I would go to the East Coast
East Coast is a little tough.
Would you go
I
to
think.
Texas?
Not too hot.
for Texas paintball.
Hey.
How about Nevada?
Yeah, I got a lot of friends that live in like
Maybe.
Vegas, Reno.
Yeah.
You know, I'd probably live around there.
I just like California.
Can't be beat, man.
Can't
That's
beat
why.
it.
That's why everyone's here, and why rents are so goddamn high.
I wouldn't mind living in Chicago, down
Oh,
like
okay.
downtown.
I think
Chicago.
that would. Yeah, that
for
would.
a
That would
bit.
be
That'd
one.
be cool.
Yeah,
I like going there.
but that's about it on the East
To
Coast.
live?
Yeah, to live. I guess what your next resident state.
It's what Chicago is the city, so Illinois.
They got
Illinois.
good pizza out there.
Yeah, deep dish.
Deep dish. Yeah.
All right. Last call. Thank you. Shout out to anything you want to plug, upcoming events, and pod encounters from friends and family.
I just want to give some birthday shout outs shout out to Angela, my half sister. Happy birthday!
Why are you out of breath, dude?
Because I just ran downstairs and back up to use the restroom real quick.
Yeah, the restroom here at the at Jason's place, we had to use the downstairs one. So
Yeah,
you had to go
that's the guest
downstairs and run back up. It's quite a run, I guess. Yeah.
Trying to be brisk with it, you know.
Yeah.
And then also shout out to John Paredes. His birthday's coming up, so he probably is gonna air after.
Happy birthday.
And also my cousin Joanna, aka Jonah. Happy birthday.
Yes, just shout outs to Sorry for getting me tickets to WonderCon, and to my other friends that'll be going with for Japan,
Nice.
and just everyone that's been working with me this year so far.
Shout out to my wife. My wife has been my biggest support. In this whole process, our roller coaster rides, our ups and downs. Thank you for all you do, all the planning, all the whatever I need. You're there, so I appreciate that. Supervisor and staff, the YMCA fam, friends and family, everyone that I've basically reached out to that have shared this on a need to know basis before it gets out. Thank you to you guys for being there.
Of course, man.
Because, like I said, this is the most challenging thing I've ever had to face in my life. Just going through this whole process, all in the last month or so. Like, it's crazy to endure. So, and then shout out to my goddaughter Mila. It was her. I think it's her fourth birthday.
Nice.
Today.
Some Godfather you are.
Yeah. Well, we stopped
I'm
by.
kidding,
I
I'm
had
kidding.
I had a mask and everything. We did like a little drive by
Right.
to their place.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Beatty family and Mila. So happy birthday.
She's growing.
Yeah. And do us one last favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It does help us out. Road to 500 subs. All right. Thank you for hanging out with us. I'm brewpac.shakur.
This is Art.
And this is Brian.
Peace.